So,
but the name of you and I have to discuss what you just written here to me personally, but I will catch up with you.
so good evening, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Daily Briefing. Thank you all for joining, and I hope you all had a good day. I know that in some parts, some people are already on holiday. In other parts, like in our world, we are not seeing a holiday. There's no holiday in sight because of all what has to happen in the background. I thank you guys all for making it this evening. I am Dr. Linus will be joining us in a bit. We were online and he had an emergency that he had to rush out to go and take care of, and just about 45 minutes ago.
I am back.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. He sneaked in and I didn't even notice that he had come in. Okay, welcome then. Yeah, so we are starting off today with it's the way I would want to start this is really to say what a year, right? In the sense that yesterday we did some kind of a review where we were, the same time, this time last year where we were, and what happened going into the new year, and how we moved into where we are right now. We've spent that part of this year doing a lot of adjustments, which has, for some people, it's been confusing. For some people, it's been a welcome restructuring. For some people, they've just been watching, and there've been people who have been discouraged. They've left the community, and after a bit of a break, they've come back, and we are really, really delighted that at this point this year, we are in a much better place than we were this time last year, even with all the complications that we had to deal with last year. Why do I say we are in a better place? We are in a better place in the sense that we have had to take control of a lot of things that were almost not within our control, and put ourselves in a place where we can manage the growth of the community and respond to the needs and the wishes of members of the community with clarity, with focus, and actually with understanding. So today we are, as I said, we are heading to the end of the year. In fact, the announcement for the day is that this is the last meeting for the year. So we really would not want to say much. Dr. Linus, myself, and the rest of the leadership, we will not want to say much, but we would want to hear from the community. We would want to hear from the community what you would like to see in the new year. What you would like, what are the adjustments, what are the modifications you would like to see on the platform in the new year? What are the adjustments? What are the modifications? What are the things you would like to see in the program next year? So before we open up the floor, Dr. Linus, good evening. and thank you for sneaking back in. I didn't know you were here, but that's what we are going to focus on this evening. Literally, just taking feedback, actually taking down notes on some of the things that members of the community would want to see going into 2023. Good evening, Dr. Linus.
Good evening. Good evening. Yeah, whereas it's the last session for this year, I think, I mean, for many of us, it's not really a break, quite frankly.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's why we want to take the opportunity to get a good sense of what we should be working on during this pause for these daily meetings, so that by the time we come back next year, we will implement some of those thoughts from the community, those that are possible, of course, within our means and within our control. We would implement them, and then start shaping the way for a very, very bright 2023, because just watch that year. It would be our best yet. If you think we've made a lot of progress so far, 2023 would be our best year yet. We always have to remind ourselves, though, that we are on a journey that is a turbulent one. We are on a journey that is bound to be fraught with challenges. We are on a journey that that is not the path that many of us around the world would choose for us. But we are making no mistakes that we have to choose our own path, and we have to take responsibility on how we tread on that path. That's why we're doing what we're doing, on a scale that has never been done before, on a scale that has never been witnessed or seen before. And the community is testament to that. And we want to keep that strong, want to keep it going. And we want to reinforce in everybody's mind that what we are doing now, it's not the first. I mean, we all know of the struggles of Nelson Mandela to fight against apartheid and the injustices. Yesterday, I played a video from one of our very best laureates, who was the first to receive the Nobel Peace Prize, the first woman to receive the Nobel Peace Prize, and the first person to receive the Nobel Peace Prize for the environment, safeguarding our environment. Now, if you think, I was talking to Brother B earlier, and if you think in terms of the fact that she started her work 44 years ago, and that today the environment is such a mainstream agenda, we are witnessing floods all around us. We are witnessing droughts that are impacting lives and making food security an important thing for many, many countries around the world. And something that really the poor are in a position where they will suffer the most. And just now that has become mainstream. Energy prices skyrocketing, energy challenges in every country. But she started working on those issues and really bringing it to the fore 44 years ago. So there is a lot that we have to learn as a community from those that came before us, those that have mastered and understood the challenges in their time, and those that have done so well in laying a strong foundation for us to build on and follow. That's why sometimes I play those little video clips from many of these heroes of our time, heroes of our struggle, heroes of our challenges. Now, why is that important? It is so important because if you live in a it is almost, we have to agree that it doesn't make sense for somebody who lives in a place where there is snow all the time, who doesn't quite understand what it feels like to live with heat every day, to come and tell you what you should be doing in order to live comfortably in the heat. It just doesn't make sense, because these are your struggles. These are your daily experiences. You are living with the challenges. So surely you are the best person to come up with the solutions to address those challenges, because you know what they are. You know precisely what they are. And I say that to say this, that our forebears that have had different types of struggles and have paved the way for us to have the confidence today to realize that, in fact, we have to look within ourselves to find the solutions that will make a difference to millions of lives, not just within continental Africa, but the world over. Because what is fair in Nigeria has to be fair in South Africa, has to be fair in London, it has to be fair in Germany, it has to be fair everywhere in the world. And that's why we have to always be thinking in terms of what makes sense. Does it really make sense? And I'm going to take the opportunity one more time, and it's going to be the last, of course, the last video I'm going to bore you with to listen to today. And it is no other than the one that I played partly yesterday, but there is a specific segment in that video that I want us to listen to again. And that's the one by Professor Wangari Maathai. And this is part of her speech that she gave to the World Forum. I've just picked a certain segment in it. The same video I showed you yesterday. I'm sure many people have actually taken the time to watch all of it, but there is a particular segment I want us to watch together as a group. And if I may, Brother Mbi, I would like to play it, if that's all right. May I?
Go ahead, Dr. That's right.
Okay, very good. I hope the sound quality is okay.
Mine was off.
If the sound quality is okay, is not okay, then people have to say it so that I don't burden people with using their bandwidth to watch something that, in fact, they are not following and they're not understanding. From my end, it seems okay, but we just need to make sure that it is okay for everybody else.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me share my screen. And hopefully the sound comes out all right, but I want you to listen very carefully to her words. And this is somebody, you notice she has no notes, okay? She is speaking from experience, speaking from her heart. And, you know, it's not a scripted speech. That's what makes it really, really interesting for me.
Because the politicians wanted power, but that power was being sought not to serve, but to give those in power the tools to access, control, and share those resources. And so I saw very clearly, first in my own country, amongst people who should be working very hard to overcome poverty, to overcome underdevelopment, to overcome diseases that can easily be prevented, to enjoy the resources that we have in a very beautiful country. Instead of investing in the people, we were investing in divisions and investing in the competitions that eventually brought us conflict. And I started seeing that this was not only confined in my own country, but in the entire region of Africa, in a continent which is one of the richest in the world. We have some of the poorest people in the world. And there was something that was not tarrying here. How can you be in a continent that is so rich and have people who are so poor? It's about governance. It's about management of these resources. It's about ability and capacity to access these resources, to convert these resources into wealth, and to share these resources in an equitable way. And then I saw that indeed this is not only a phenomenon of Africa, this is a phenomenon even at the global level. And that is when I started seeing that indeed what we were dealing with is a global phenomenon of a situation where we have created global systems, global political and economic systems that allow a smaller number of people throughout the world to enjoy the finite resources that we have on the planet at the expense of huge numbers of people who live in poverty and in misery and who die of diseases that can easily be prevented. And despite the fact that there are so many, it's not a crisis. Nobody thinks about it. Nobody loses sleep about it. But you can be overwhelmed when you begin to understand the big picture and you begin to feel like people don't care and you begin to feel that you are a victim. You can be overwhelmed. But it's extremely important that we do not get overwhelmed, that instead we empower ourselves to take action, to begin to reverse that process. And the first and foremost, to begin to understand how that machinery works. And so I realized that I have to start from where I was.
If you would forgive me, I want to play that segment again, just one more time. Please. It's here.
Sought not to serve, but to give those in power the tools to access, control, and share those resources. And so I saw very clearly, first in my own country, amongst people who should be working very hard to overcome poverty, to overcome diseases that can easily be prevented. Instead of investing in the people, we were investing in divisions and investing in competitions that eventually brought us conflict. And I started seeing that this was not only confined in my own country, but in the entire region of Africa. In a continent which is one of the richest in the world, we have some of the poorest people in the world. And there was something that was not tarrying here. How can you be in a continent that is so rich and have people who are so poor? It's about governance. It's about management of these resources. It's about ability and capacity to access these resources, to convert these resources into wealth, and to share these resources in an equitable way. And then I saw that indeed this is not only a phenomenon of Africa, this is a phenomenon even at the global level. And that is when I started seeing that indeed what we were dealing with is a global phenomenon of a situation where we have created global systems, global political and economic systems that allow a smaller number of people throughout the world to enjoy the finite resources that we have on the planet at the expense of huge numbers of people who live in poverty and in misery and who die of diseases that can easily be prevented. And despite the fact that there are so many, not a crisis, nobody thinks about it, nobody loses sleep about it. But you can be overwhelmed when you begin to understand the big picture and you begin to feel like people don't care and you begin to feel that you are a victim, you can be overwhelmed. But it's extremely important that we do not get overwhelmed, that instead we empower ourselves to take action, to begin to reverse that process. And the first and foremost, to begin to understand how that machinery works. And so I realized that I have to start from where I was.
Okay, that is the key message. And that really should be our parting anthem for this year. That is the key message. For me, that particular segment captures so well what we are doing. It captures so well what we are about. It captures so well the fact that by understanding that this is a situation that we are in, we must not be overwhelmed. We must not play the victim. We must take action to begin to bring change. It will not be a solution that is fit for the majority of people if we do that in a way that brings change only for an individual. It has to be communal. It has to be collective. It has to be focused on empowering the masses so that we can level up and we can create the kind of opportunities for the majority of people like we have never seen before. For me, that's why this movement is so strong. That's why it has to continue. That's why we cannot afford, none of us can afford to get the link or the chain to break where we are standing. And that is the beautiful message from Professor Wangari that I want us to part with in this last session of the year. And as we pose the questions and ask the demands that we want to see in the new year, we should bear in mind that this is a long journey for all of us, a very long journey indeed, because the least we can do for ourselves is think at the very minimum of the next generation, our children. What kind of future do we want to leave behind for them? What kind of foundation do we want to build for them to stand on and make further progress? And so I think this is something that common sense dictates, that we need to look at things in a very transparent way. Does it make sense? Does it really make sense? And if it doesn't make sense, then it doesn't make sense. I mean, if you really look at it critically and it doesn't make sense, then it doesn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense in South Africa, wouldn't make sense in Nigeria, shouldn't make sense in London, wouldn't make sense in Germany, Japan, China, America, nowhere. It makes sense for the good of humanity, then it makes sense everywhere. And so our pursuit is that of an inclusive exchange of value, inclusive value exchange with decorum, in a way that is accessible to all, in a way that can empower people to trade, in a way that can empower people to dream and aspire to achieve their dreams in their lifetime and not die in poverty. The good old earth has plenty for everybody. The difference sometimes is that people's dreams are not met, not because they don't dream and not because they don't aspire to dream or aspire to achieve those dreams, but because they are not given a chance on equal footing to actually participate in our economy. We need to ask ourselves, does that make sense? And so we need to put our hands together to build a better world, not just for us, but for the future generation. So back to you, Brother Mbi. I just thought I'd say that. And I think there is a lot of power in what Professor Wangari says in that particular segment of her speech. And if I may remind you, she was labeled by the then president of Kenya as a mad woman because of what she stood for and fought for. So our journey ahead of us is a long one.
Wow.
The movement and the journey must continue. We must never relent. So over to you, Brother Mbi. Thank you.
Thank you so much. There's no other way to put it. She said it all. Our reliance on the fact that there's going to be someone who is physically going to come and save us is, it's a fallacy. And we just have to, as they say, pull up our socks and get into the trenches and do what we have to do, because that's the responsibility we have at this time for ourselves and for the generations to come. Because the period we are in now is not going to come back. The opportunity we have now is not going to come again. The opportunity we have now, especially the way the world's economy is restructuring, it's a massive opportunity for us to stake a claim, in our economy, but most importantly in the global economy, because we are a part of the world. We are part of this continent. We are part of our country. And we cannot stand and watch and wait for someone else to come and help us. We have the resources, we have the tools. Very interestingly, we have the capacity. Most of the time they'll say, oh no, there's no capacity. We have the capacity. The capacity is on the continent and in the diaspora. We were, during part of our meeting today, we delved into, a conversation of how can you transform your, how can you transform your country? How can you expect development in your country when all your intellectual capital is out of your country? When the majority of your skills is sitting in other, in the Western world. So and not only that, apart from the voluntary exit of skills, there's also those who did not leave voluntarily, but who also have skills that can impact and transform our communities for the better. So we are going to open the floor for everyone just to share with us what you anticipate for next year, what what are the things you'd like us to change, what are the things you'd like us to modify. We'll take notes, and those that we think we can, we will spend the next few days to start implementing them, so that when we come back next year, we would have them. For those that we can't at the moment, and maybe some of them would not be necessary, but for those that are necessary but we can't at the moment, we'll move it down the road as part of what we will do going into the next year. So we'll open the floor right now. I see there are already a few hands up. I'll take them in the order I saw them come up. Toko first. You have the floor.
Good evening, all. Thank you for the opportunity.
Good evening.
First of all, I was very excited today when I saw a video showing Chief Semago in Northwest South Africa going to Pick and Pay, where they were going to train the staff on how to use the Lumi for payment. And there was I think 2 chiefs of that place. It was really, really exciting. One just hopes that the rollout will be very, very fast so that people down there benefit from the Lumi. For next year, I wish that more talks are done on groups.
Come again?
On groups. For instance, I'm one of the people who raised a hand to be trained. And I just raised a hand because I'm interested in sharing information, only to find out later that I should be trained because of the groups that I would have established. I did not get that one about the groups. I think it was the days when I had a network problem. So I missed the information on groups. And I tried to get the info on YouTube. Unfortunately, the topics are not there. So one has to try to listen unendingly. So I would also would like to reiterate on the request that was done previously, that on YouTube we do have a few subtopics of the day. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much. I think in relation to the national groups, I don't know if and the national, I don't know if Brother Elad is here. Yeah, Brother Elad is here. So we have taken note of that. One of the things that we would say is that everyone should take some time, go onto the platform and go onto the courses and do the courses, because some of the trainings that have been done with the groups is part of the courses that you have on the platform. We are going to increase the courses and make sure that we have a comprehensive list of courses. It doesn't take you a long time if you understand what you are what you are doing on the platform. Just go in there, excuse me, and validate the courses. Go through, do the quizzes, and go to the end. Because when we look at it from the dashboard, we are now able to see the people who have gone through the courses. At a national level, we started the consolidation or the structuring of the national leadership team in South Africa. We had 2 meetings already, but we still need more people, and we have your details, which we are going to consolidate as well as we go into the new year. The idea is that we are not going to have these trainings again online as we have had before. Otherwise, it makes it very difficult for us to do it. Because imagine that we have to train the country teams in 192 countries. It will take us forever with a whole range of modules. So the way the modules have been set up is so that everyone can be able to validate the modules as quickly as possible, and then we activate you to be able to start doing the work you are supposed to be doing in the field, in your community. So by the time, during this time, would also be monitoring. I just want to show, let me just share my screen. And I can see, I was checking today that we have, the most popular course, in the lot of courses that are there is the module that we built on, on the registration of just 4 people who go on and register for us. I'm going to share my screen now. I'm just going to get it open first, so I don't have to waste time waiting. But that is a very, very popular course. You would see that we have over 20. I think the last time I checked, it was about 27 people who have already taken that course or who have enrolled for that course. I'm not sure if they've completed, but we'll see in the back end if they have completed. What will happen is that we will be checking those numbers. We'll be checking the names of the people who have completed those courses and adding them to the country groups. Okay? And we would use that as a way of expanding the country teams, and the only meetings we would have with countries would be strategic meetings on how to expand and how to grow the rollout of all the products, services, and activities that we have on the platform. So I'm going to share my screen. I'll be
Brother B,
okay.
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to say that one of our executive members, Ed Haynes, is indeed one of the giants who is working very hard in the background for what we are doing, really pushing the boundaries and making sure that we reach all those corners of the earth to do what we're doing, the important work that has to take place on the ground. Ed has just joined the room. Perhaps just to wish people a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So, Brother Ed, I welcome you.
Yes. Dr. Linus,
wow.
Brother B.
Good afternoon, Brother Ed.
Good afternoon, my brother. I just want to say to the family out there, man, that you are so blessed to have Dr. Linus and Brother B. These are international superstars when it comes to training and educating people, and they are the leaders of the future. And it is my pleasure and honor to work on behalf of all of our people from the diaspora anywhere in the world across the continent. I want to thank each and every one of you for the sacrifices that you've made for over 400 to 500 years. And I want to thank the ancestors for finally giving us an opportunity to reconnect. I wish each and every one of you a bountiful and plentiful Christmas, and onward into the new year 2023. We're looking forward to a very prosperous and a very powerful beginning again. So I want to thank each and every one of you again for your attention. I want to plead to each and every one of you to spread the word. We're going to do this together, okay? It's not about the big boys, it's about us. This movement is a grassroots movement. Dr. Linus has always said it. It's about the people. We don't need to work from the top down when we can work from the bottom up. There's more of us than there is of them. So let's get it going. Let's keep it moving. And whatever it is that myself, Reverend Johnson, the chief, Dr. Linus, Brother B, Servius, we are all here working for you. And we want to thank you for putting your trust in us and giving us the opportunity to work on your behalf. I'm humbled. I take a knee, and I thank you so very much for your support, because it's because of each and every one of you that we are motivated to get out here and leave our families for long periods of time to serve you, to make sure things happen. So with that, I bow. I say thank you very much.
That's great. Thank you very much, Brother Ed.
Brother Ed, thank you so much. What a surprise. you pick the moment. You pick the moment to come in. It's really an amazing entrance. Thank you so much. You know, it's been a pleasure working alongside you. The work that all of you are putting and all of us are putting our hands together to make sure that it happens. It's an absolute pleasure to work alongside you, you know, every one of you. You know, I think for me, the key message there is what Dr. Linus and I always say: let's take it to the streets. Let's take it to the streets. You know,
Absolutely.
it's not about
Absolutely.
them. It's not about them. It's about every single person who is out there in the streets, in the far-flung corners of this continent and in the diaspora. It's everyone. It's for every one of those people, and it's more. There are more of us than there is of them.
Absolutely. And thank you for echoing my sentiment exactly. And I'm here. And trust me, man, I can't wait to meet each and every one of those people that are on this line. I want to meet them all.
We are organizing and arranging. Dr. Linus, you wanted to?
No, that's fine. You can carry on. Thank you very much, Brother Ed.
My pleasure, Dr. Linus, and I may drop back
so
off. I'm just getting back in the country, so I'm moving around, but I saw what was happening, and I just wanted to just peek my head in, man, and thank you guys for doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you so
much. Merry Christmas in advance.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
Yeah. So I was saying, I just wanted to go into the courses again. You will see that the most popular course is the module we build together. The last I was checking us a few hours ago, 27, now is 30. Can you see that total number of students registered? Okay. And if you go up, you will see that the other boxes, excuse me, basic connect profile too. But I can see that now I was checking, it was this. There are 6, there 9, 12. So we are going to increase these courses so that every one of us, every leader in the house, take your time, go through the courses, familiarize yourself with them. As we see in the back end, the people who are doing these courses, we would now start positioning them in their countries. It makes it a lot easier. We cannot go training 190, leaders in 192 countries. This is the only way we can scale it and get everyone out in the field effectively going into the new year. That's why this tool is very, very important for the movement going forward. So I hope that responds to you, Sister Togo. Just go in, start doing the courses, and then we will, as we reconvene in the new year, we will give you the exact date when the daily briefing would start before we close. Dr. Linus, you wanted to say something related to that, or we move to the next? Because I think that question has been dealt with.
It looks
your
like
mic is off.
Have we lost Brother Mbi?
I'm here. Can you
All
hear
right,
me?
okay.
So what's the last thing you heard? Because I concluded and I was asking if you had something to add on the courses.
I have nothing to add. I think people should just take the time and start going through them. During the break, we will add more.
We'll add more, which
okay,
enhances your knowledge. Yeah. Okay, so the next person, I lost track. Sister Pauline, I don't know if you were watching. Shemika, I think it was Shemika. I saw Shemika up earlier.
Yes, that's correct. It was Shemika, and then Nanu Jude, and then
Jude, yeah,
and then
so after Shemika, we're going to Jude.
Yeah, and there's Bisui.
Yeah.
Greetings, everyone.
Go ahead, Shemika. Greetings, greetings.
First, I want to take this opportunity to thank you guys very much for giving me the opportunity to share my views and what I would love for to happen for the new year in my country. Now,
Yeah.
I must say that it has not been an easy task for me because you have to say I'm the only person that knows as to actually seeing the headway of blooming, how important it is. And persons who I would have signed up, I have not been able to get through to them because of some negative, of course, they hear negative things about the different countries and they figure that we are different. But at the end of the day, we all are human beings, and of course, we needed to treat as such. One of the things I would love, based on the interview I had with somebody at a bank yesterday, I would love if they can have a broadcast about the looming. Not only in South Africa, the United Kingdom and those places, at least in the Caribbean. So persons could have an idea that this looming is not a joke. It is not something where you just make up. It is reality, and it allows, I want the government of my country to see it and can also encourage people, individuals, one or two, to go ahead and sign up. It's not a scam, because having the opportunity to speak to the supervisor from the bank, if I had not asked her about the Queen of Africa, Queen Sheba III, then she would have think I am a fraud and I'm just trying to get people money, so to speak. But when I asked her the question, she said she remembers seeing something about the Queen Sheba III talking to the president of Africa about this looming, that they were going to roll it out. And so with that, she had the opportunity to say, yes, I believe everything that you're saying, but it is hard for, yes, I believe, you believe, but it is definitely hard for others to believe. In order for that to happen, how is it the government of our country is not aware of it? Is it that they're aware of it and they're not telling persons about it? Or is it that they just don't know anything? So I would love if the opportunity can come out not only by YouTube, but worldwide, for them to have a clear understanding as to what this looming is about. Of course, I remember I was on the platform 2 days ago and I heard someone was saying, we can get some jerseys, print them with Swiffin, also get some cups and, persons share them out, give them out freely as a gift. And then they would ask questions, what is Swiffing? Then, of course, we get the opportunity to tell them what is Swiffing, what it is about. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's very, very important request that you have made. We have some considerations on the broadcast. Part of this, let me just share my screen again. Part of this, we showed a little bit of it yesterday. Sorry, I was looking at someone's account. So part of this section of the platform is going to be a real broadcast tool, which goes into multiple media outlets globally. We have not spoken much about it because we are still completing parts of the tool. Right? We are still completing parts of the tool, and once it's completed, it will form part of the broadcast as that we have, amongst other things that we are looking at putting in place going into the new year. that is a consideration. I actually have made note of that one. Yeah, thank you so much. It's absolutely one of the items on the agenda for next year. It's one of the items.
Yeah, Brother Mbi, if I can just add, you know, we obviously have to work very strategically. And I'll tell you a story. The first time I went into South Africa, it was part of a business school, which was very well orchestrated. It was a trip. And when I was leaving London to go to South Africa, everyone said, you know, if you go to Joburg, it's very dangerous. You know, don't go out to town, don't do this, don't do that. But when I got there actually in person, it was a different story. I mean, it wasn't as dangerous as they made it be. Not that I noticed anything that I would have considered it to be dangerous. But it was the same narrative when I was going to Congo. When we go to Congo, somehow my psychology that has been sort of pre-prepared with media images from here, I was looking at the possibility of visiting a war-torn country. And when I got there, that was not the experience. And when you look around, you will find that the same narrative is repeated everywhere in many countries across Africa. You don't get the impression that people are living in peace and harmony and loving one another and supporting one another. The reason for that is simple. We have not been at the forefront of writing our own stories. We have relegated our stories to be written by others. That's why strategically we are making the decision to partner with a media outlet so that we can begin to write our own stories and we can begin to project those stories onto the world, seen from our own eyes, written with our own hands, and sort of paid testament, the testimony of our own experiences, wherever we are, wherever we might be. So it is important. So this is more involved than it might meet the eye. And we have to be looking at all the angles. It's a very important consideration. It is true, we do need to have media presence and we need to be making a lot of announcements. The other thing though, is we are being very cautious. I have to say that. We are being cautious in many respects so that strategic discussions that are going on in the background remain discussions in the background until they are actually fully into fruition. Then we can talk about it. We can show people how this are manifesting on the streets and changing the lives of people. That is a good story to tell. And so we will do that, but expect perhaps more prominence and more storytelling. The one thing though I would like to say is that let it be incumbent on all of us to write our own stories and share our own stories and our experience and our passions for the Lumi with the communities where we are. Don't let anybody tell you that it is something else other than an instrument for change, an instrument for economic liberation and transformation, an instrument that will give all of us the opportunity to rewrite our own stories and our own history. So we can all start by posting what we know about the Lumi. And before you know it, the entire web will be flooded with messages from millions of people talking positively about the movement. I just thought I'd add that, Brother B. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Jude, you are next.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for the wonderful work you are doing. I just take this opportunity to greet you so much for training us on this platform. What I may wish for us to be doing in the next year is that we should have you should have implemented tools that will enable us to start trading on this platform so that people that are calling us foolish will no longer be calling us the name again, because some people ask us that how can we be using the two currencies within a country? Like me, I'm in Nigeria, so people ask so many questions about that. When we take a time and explain what about Lumi to them, they didn't even understand. So you should have implemented tools that will enable us to start trading with this our Lumi currency in the next year, so that they will see that what we're doing is not a foolish thing. Thank you so much.
Great. Great point. Dr. Linus, you want to talk about trade?
You can go ahead, Brother Ambi, go ahead.
All right. So when it comes to trading, that is also a key, one of the actions for next year. And I think in a number of meetings, we have spoken about the fact that we are going to qualify people to become community traders, to become community brokers, to trade like regular traders are trading in the market with any other currency. And that is one of the actions that we have in the pipeline for next year. So thank you for raising that. You are spot on. You are actually on track. Yeah, you're actually on track. The next person is Shady Johnson.
Hello. Good evening, the house.
Hello. Good evening, Shady.
Everyone, I miss you yesterday.
Yeah. Well, if we don't do quickly,
it go get as it go be.
Okay. Yeah, you get as it go be. Indeed. Yeah, exactly. You go get as it go be.
Yes, sir. Okay. Dr. Linus.
Yes.
Let Doctor mute yourself. Let me talk with you, please, sir.
Okay.
Yesterday was perfect. I've been able to complete the KYC of my coordinator himself yesterday.
That's very good.
Now, if you check your chat, I've sent you that same email. That mail, yes. I want to do something. I want to help you send a link where I can be able to reset his password, and also so I can also check his account balance, because all those catamounts don't destroy everything. So I cannot even check his account balance. He cannot check his account balance. He can also complete his transact. Sorry, it's this connect account. So everyone was just spending. So I want you to send me a link, password, so I can use to reset and also check his account balance. So at the same time, do is this. So I've sent the option. I should call the mail so that you can also choose something. So before I reach to I'm on the road, walking out to my house. When I get it, I just activate it immediately.
Okay, so you're asking for the password reset?
Yeah, for that same Gmail that I gave to you yesterday, or if I will call it, to do it immediately before I reach as well. I just go and activate it.
Okay, and you've sent the message on the chat?
Yeah, on your own chat, direct to you, Dr. Linus.
Okay, that's fine. I will go in and I will do it, but if this is to request a password reset, that's on Transact, or is it on Connect?
No, for Connect, and so to check his account balance. So you cannot check the account balance now.
Okay, account balance where? On Connect, account balance on account, or on Transact?
Yeah, on Connect.
Okay, the person has to log in though, right?
Yeah. When you log in, it doesn't show. It will just say it's your wrong password now.
All right. Okay, that's fine. Let's carry on. I will initiate a password reset on your behalf.
Okay.
But you can also do this if you have access to the internet. You know that, right?
The other one is that when you send that one, the other one is I cannot complete his Connect account, because when I log in, they said the password, the Gmail has already been taken. So I want you to reset this so that I can wait to conclude. I want to conclude. So it's the last minute, isn't it?
Okay, the point I'm making is that if you go online yourself and enter that email address, you should be able to request that, so that as you are helping other people, you can also show them how to do it. So you don't necessarily have to come back to any of us to get that.
Yeah. Okay, it's all right.
Do you know how you can do it yourself? That's the key
I know
thing.
how I can go to reset password and then they will give me
the email. You enter the email
is,
address, you reset password, and then submit. Okay.
And they say error.
Okay. Let me submit it. Let me submit it so we can carry on.
Just send it. Do the way you did it yesterday. So let me just congratulate, refresh, get another password for him, and then set so that will be okay. Other things I can do it myself.
No problem. I just wanted to make sure that you know how to do it yourself. That's all.
Yes, I know. I'm the one that set my keywords and the rest now. I want that others too. Okay. Apart from the one that has been giving me, it's only that one that's giving me headache.
All right. Thanks. I will look out for the message and I'll do it.
All right, because that one is the one that used to start. So it's giving me headache. Some error that we made the first that I started it, but now I have perfect. Right. So I want to correct it so I can also, if I have issue, I also do it. Other halves I also correct them because I'm the one correcting them here. So that way I really need your proper help, you know.
Okay.
So
And I'm looking out for the Shady, I'm looking out for the message on the chat, and I can't see it just yet.
On your own chat? Dr. Lennox, on your own chat.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it yet. I'm going to send you a message so you can just respond to it.
Okay, let's do like this. Let's not waste our time here because that's what we're waiting.
All right.
Let me just call the Jimmy for you to see it and then do what you want to do.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Sorry, Dr. Sorry, Dr. Linus. I just muted him accidentally. Oh, he's come back on. Sorry about that, Brother Shady.
Can I do so? I want to call the Jimmy for him so he can also just be immediately.
Okay, you want to send a, you want to
I want to just call it for you to just tap it and then finish your work there. It's the same.
So you want to give me the email address so we can do the reset. Okay, that's fine.
Yes. Isaac G. Douglas at gmail.com. That's same of yesterday.
Why are we sending password for the same email we did yesterday?
Yeah, send to the email. I will just as we did yesterday.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to share my screen and I'll do it right now.
I'm muting myself now, so I'm waiting. When I reach, I will respond to it again.
Okay, no problem. So, Brother Mbi, you can carry on to the next question. In fact, I'll stop sharing my screen. Isaac G. Douglas, I got that. Brother Mbi, you can carry on.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. The next person is Busi Siwe. Guys, I think just so that we are, in fact, I'm sure in 5 minutes I will be off. So Dr. Linus, Sister Pauline, Sister Lumba, you guys are going to end it. So if I don't get to speak again, I wish every one of you a very, very blessed New Year. And we'll see you guys in the New Year. Our next daily briefing will be on the week of the 8th. Okay.
Brother Ambi, don't forget to make someone else a host just in case something happens to your internet, please, sir.
Yes, I think I've done
that already. Good evening, everyone.
Just one moment, sis. Oh. Just one moment. I just want to make sure so that the call does not get cut because my lights are going. It will be going off in the next 5 minutes. Let's just set up properly. Okay, that's great. Carry on.
Thank you so much.
Carry on, sister.
Good evening. This is Busi from South Africa. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the good work that you are doing, even though most of people that are under me are mostly rural people that are not easy with the technology and the connection to connect. It's a bit a problem, but I will leave it at that and try and answer the question that is asked. What is it that we would love to see next year? My first thing to say would be, I appreciate the courses. I have not seen them because I have had difficulties also connecting into the Connect. But I would love to see courses on nutrition. And seeing these courses whilst the people are being trained, the leaders are being trained, can there be a way of making smaller animated books for the rural people that are not able to use smartphones because they don't have smartphones? And speaking on that, they've got Lumi. So if also on the trading, it could be easy to trade with it, with the technology that is going to be able to make people to attend these meetings and be able to connect. So easy trading on the technical equipment, like because in South Africa, we are busy troubled with a load shedding every now and then. We would love to use alternative energy, which is solar, which we have, and wind and water. So again, with the nutrition courses, the reason I'm asking that they be made into books that are readable, even as small as they are, but animated, it's because we've lost that power of reading and storytelling, sitting around as families, listening to our grandparents and our parents, so that then that could be also used as a way of unifying the family and making that family to be a knit family that takes back the storytelling tradition that has long been with us. And also, again, you'll find that even if people are struggling with smartphones, but most homes have got TVs, televisions. So if media houses could also on televisions, even if it's on advertisement, have those little stories about Lumi that are there on TV, stories like trade and stories like the nutrition, because this is a very crucial thing. You can empower a person, but you cannot empower a hungry person. And a hungry person, in my term, is that it's a person who doesn't know the value of nutrition that they go and buy at the supermarkets. The nutrition that is there, I am grateful about Pick and Pay that is happening in South Africa, but I am mindful of the type of food that we will be getting from Pick and Pay. Are we looking at how that food is produced? Are we looking at where Pick and Pay is sourcing the food that goes to their supermarkets? Things like that I would love to see, to bring back the tradition, the dignity of our people in nutrition, having healthy, clean nutrition that is even in indigenous, meaning that then the ones that they use to know, because you'll find that they are demonizing those foods. They are thinking it's food that is for poverty. And when you hear people saying, they will say, I will not go back to the poverty state when my grandmother was, because they think our indigenous food is a symbol of poverty, whereas that is the most nutritious food. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything.
Busisiwe for president. Busisiwe for president. Thank you so much. That is a fantastic input. You know, two very key points you have made. The first one is about nutrition. In fact, our people know how, the right kind of foods to eat. But there is a feeling that if you do not go to KFC, then you are exhibiting poverty. If you do not go to McDonald's, then you are exhibiting poverty. Meanwhile, food that you plant yourself, harvest and cook in your home is actually much more nutritious than a lot of the food you'd find in the shops. About the courses on nutrition, we had said that anyone who has courses in any subject whatsoever, the platform is set up in such a way that you can put those courses up. Any course. For example, you are talking about nutrition. I can see how passionate you are about it. Create those courses, put it up on the platform so that everybody in the community can access it. I can see There's somebody in the house as well, Rev. Good evening, Reverend Alfredi. Good evening, good evening, good evening. We are having all the leaders coming in to say a word this evening. You have the floor.
Well, good evening to you all. God bless you.
Wow, Rev. Reverend, I'm sure many of you are already familiar with Reverend Alfredi. I mean, these are the giants working in the background to keep this movement going. You don't see them very often, but these are the giants in the background. And the next year would be very exciting, more exciting because of some of the work they have been doing tirelessly in the background.
Yeah.
So it's such a great pleasure to see you, Rev. Thank you so much for popping in. Please, the floor is yours.
Well, very, very briefly. First of all, giving honor to our ancestors, giving honor to God and all of the prophets and all of those great leaders of the past, male and female. We thank God for the opportunity. We're very happy. I apologize for just coming in. I had not known. I traveled last night, so I'm not at home. I'm actually, my wife and I were traveling to California from Florida to see our son here in California for the Christmas holiday and to visit them. And we will be traveling back on Christmas Day to get back to work, to do what we got to do. In this effort, I'm extremely honored to be a part. I didn't come in to really say anything other than when I found Dr. Linus' message that him and MD were doing the conference. I decided as I was leaving to see the message and say, oh my God, I need to check in and say Merry Christmas to the group and to our booth. I spoke to the chief on yesterday. He is back from Africa, King Chief Demako. He and Steve and Thomas, they were there for quite some time in South Africa doing some great work, making some advances. So we're very happy about that. And of course, he has stepped up the mission in terms of our responsibility for helping to free the continent and the people on African continent as well as the diaspora. So the movement is going well. I would just like to say this as we move into the end of the year. Hopefully, very briefly, I don't go too long or say anything that I should be saying. But I'd like to commend our group for having the vision, the idea, the vision with the Lumi, working with the Lumi, having the courage to go with something that is some would consider impossible to pull off, to bring a currency. I like to commend our group for coming up with a platform such as Quotidien, created by Black people or African people. This is something that is very, very key, that we created our own Lumi, our own currency, originated from here. And we also created a way, a distribution channel or platform, if you will, to be able to distribute that. And I feel that God and the angels inspired us, our ancestors inspired us to come up with a foundation for that. In addition to going for convertibility, conversion, exchange, all these other kind of things, one of the most important actions that we will have to take, which is what Chief Timothy Demako was saying, is the action of, we have our currency, we have our African Diaspora Central Bank, we have our Central Bank for the diaspora, we have our platform, our distribution channel or tools that is equipping. And one of the other things administratively that we're going to have to take place is the public relations, but also the legalization or the strategy to get our currency, to get our institutions in place from a legitimate legal perspective. So one of the exciting things that is going on is that we intend to also began to lobby on behalf of international justice for the countries and the people and the nations of Africa in terms of their rights as human beings, sovereign nations, sovereign countries, sovereign kingdoms, to have the right to have full fairness in exercising the monetization, the mining and whatnot of their resources, their commodities. And I think we have to expose that in the world arena, in the world court system, international courts, whether the courts we set up our own international courts, or national courts, to bring attention to the fact that there is practices that are not in the best interest of the African nation nor the African people. So the strategy moving forward will now also develop a means to begin to expose and bring attention. We're not talking about violent revolutions or whatever. We're talking about spiritual, economic evolution, and that means having communication and discussion about unfairness and injustices that exist that keep 90% of many of the African people on the continent from having financial access to financial services and inclusion, which is an atrocity for the world. And believe it or not, when I speak to many of my white counterparts and different other races and cultures, they are shocked that, and appalled that African nations are not allowed to have certain amount of money in their country for all the people that they have in those different nations. They just are in disbelief, and many of them are in agreement with African nations having the right and wherewithal to bring that to world attention. So we're not up against a foe that we can't overcome. We just have to have the courage to do it. One of the biggest obstacles we will have is not from, in my opinion, the colonial, but it will be from our own selves. Many of those that are placed in power who get to sit at the feet with the colonialists who are somewhat like puppet masters. They're the ones who keep the Constitution or the institution of suppression and oppression and exploitation in place. Many of our own, be they politicians or diplomats or ministers or whatnot, because for whatever reason, they have a comfortable lifestyle with the way things are, and so many times they will not ask the critical questions or look at the elephant in the room, they'll keep the lights out. So we're going to have to be courageous in our efforts, not miss emotional or over emotional, but just take the facts. Is it right for many people to live under these conditions in a nation, country? And let us look at not the comfort of those that are leadership positions, but those that they represent and serve. So that will be part of the expansion in the coming years in terms of our participation. Having said that, we have great things that are happening that we can announce, that we hope within the next 2 weeks, 30 days, we'll be able to move in a really good direction to get flipping. No. That it needs to get pardon me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
we can hear you.
go ahead. Go ahead. We're just muting some people that came in kind of late. I do apologize, Reverend.
Excited news. I hate to put you in mystery, but I'm not allowed to speak on it, or we have non-disclosure issues that we signed. But you all are so dear for me. I mean, I eat, drink, sleep, and be concerned about this whole team of individuals all over the world that represent what we represent. And if you look at all of the countries, such as the United States and Europe, all of them are speaking now, China, everything else, they're speaking all the things that you and I have been talking about for the last 2 years, what you've been talking about is Dr. Lang. And so you would think that that it's it's new, but it's no. They've been studying us. They've been watching our conferences, our videos. They've been watching what Steve and Dr. Light. They've been watching us on the tour, and now the whole world is singing the same song, singing our song. So the songs and the things that we say, the banks are saying them, the media is saying, and you know, the United States had a conference last week. They had it again when Obama was in office. They had another one just like it, same thing on last week. And then they're talking about investment in the African countries, not just doing aid, but that's part of it. We're going to hold them accountable to that, and we're going to have dialogue, patience, and we're going to do some great things. So with that, I would just like to say, very well done for you all with this plan. Just know this, that this is not a one-man show or one group show. This is your show. This will happen in the world because we have decided that we are going to do it. We have the power, we have the ability, we have the anointing, and we have the backing of God and our ancestors, and we have righteousness on our side, and we have necessity as part of our fuel, and we have courage and commitment. And the African people of African descent are the ones to do it. It is our time. It is our turn. And we don't have to apologize for it. We don't have to be arrogant about it. We just have to keep going and produce and keep on meeting and putting it in the universe, gaining agreement, one person at a time. And as it becomes agreed upon, it becomes real. And those leaders who are selling us out, they will begin to either move out the way, or they'll turn tide, or they'll see enough of us, they'll discourage from seeing our numbers, and we will move forward. Last thing is, one of the things we have to do is like create a what we're calling it right now is the International Association for the Economic Development of Africa. And that association would be a membership association for those who join with them, and who will join as members. And they'll make donations to that nonprofit, but it's like a defense fund, a legal defense fund, that we will file lawsuits against practices both outside of the continent and even upon countries themselves who exploit their own people in terms of economics. So these are things that you need to have: fair banking laws, fair regulation, investment opportunities. What needs to happen really, if you're going to have serious investment in any country, there has to be a system of recourse, a system of redress and recourse. In other words, a lot of investors in the United States are going to invest money into Nigeria, South Africa, or Cameroon, or Togo, or whatever. I need to have recourse, so we have to set up a system in the diaspora, people sick, where an investor can go to court and he can sue for his money and sue for investment. But if he's going to invest money, but he gets his investment or his project and snatched away from it without kind of recourse or at will, then he's not going to invest. So these are things that must be set up as we move forward to get investment from people all over the world. And trust me, there are tons of people all over, all race, color, creed, tribe, people who want to invest in Africa. There's not a shortage of currency or shortage of liquidity. Trust me, there's plenty of money. What is happening is the system is not in place. One of the most important systems is the system of recourse for investment, investors. And of course, a marketing PR system that has to show that it's safe to invest in Africa. Of course, moving ADCB ecosystem will play a major role in putting forth those types of things, working with other ecosystem groups as well, people who are in the economic development. So having said that, I hope that you all know that on behalf of Chief Secretary Affairs, Dr. Minus, the MD, all of ABCD, the Newman family, we wish all of you a Merry Christmas, very traditional day, a traditional way, and thank you for listening to what we have to say. God bless you, and have some wonderful news in the next week or 10 days. So that would be awesome. It's approved, but can't implement it. We get to so thank you so kind, Dr. Ryan.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Reverend. Thank you very much. And you know, just keep your, as a community, just keep your ears and your eyes open. There is some fantastic work that is going on in the background, and you can expect some significant announcements coming up sometime not in the long distant future. We are also blessed today. Thank you very much, Rev. We are also blessed today to have amongst us another giant in the background. In fact, he just came back from South Africa, where he was traveling together with Chief Semarco, where they had various meetings, made significant progress on the ground. And today we have the privilege to have our brother, Stephen Thomas, on the room, Reverend Stephen Thomas. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Good day, my dear brother, Dr. Linus.
Oh, wonderful to hear your voice, and what a great surprise. Just so that you all are aware, you know, that video that was circulating with Chief Semarco going into pick and pay to do training, the gentleman that was standing right there but not saying anything is Stephen Thomas. So he's right here with us. Welcome, Steve.
Well, it is a blessing to be here. I thank God for you and thank God for all of you that are on. It is always a privilege to be with my brothers. My big brother, Rev, just got done speaking, and basically he covered most of everything. But we're excited about what is happening and excited about what's happening with Lumi. Me and the former Chief McPherson, that's now King McPherson, we just spent a little over a month, over 2 months on the ground in South Africa. And there's some great things that are happening that will be revealed soon. And so I just wanted to jump on and just wish everyone a Merry Christmas and to assure you all that it will be a glorious new year.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much, Brother Stephen. Thank you very much. Okay,
and Dr. Linus, we also thank you for all of your commitment, your hard work, and your tenacity to deal with all of the challenges and everything that happens in the background to keep this going. And we appreciate you. And I want everyone to know that the labor is not in vain.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I always say that it's such a collective journey like no other, that we all know and we've all decided that this is it. We are going to the destination where we will achieve as a community inclusive value exchange with decorum. We are going as a community to that place. And if for some unfortunate reason somebody has to pass away on the way, we know that our bodies will be carried by the rest of the community to that place. That's where we're going. And nothing is going to stop that. And that is only possible because of the great work and the great effort that is coming from every corner and the great sacrifices that everyone is making. And thank you very much, Brother Stephen, for all the exciting work. I know it was a challenge, and always will be a challenge, but we will overcome those challenges bit by bit, step by step, one person to the next, one community to the next, one country to the next, and we will get there. So thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Wonderful. I think we may have lost Bodambi already.
Yes, I think we may have, which is, but I'm hopefully the recording is there, so he will be able to sit back and sip his water and listen to what's been going on. So I'm sure that the fact that he may have missed our Reverend and Brother Stephen, I'm sure that he will catch up with them. So can we go back to the Q&A?
Yes, let's go back to the Q&A. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Can I say something, please?
Can you hold on, please? No, Samika, because there's people's been holding for quite some time, and you have no disrespect. You have already spoken, so let us be fair. Akida Paul. I hope I pronounced that correctly. One day I will get it right. So thank you.
Greeting to leaders and everyone in the house.
Yes, greetings, sir. If you can keep your question as brief and as direct as possible, or your testimony, that would be appreciated. Thank you.
I don't have much to say, but it's a problem from the transaction. Yesterday, one member here reported that Dr. Linus is to the developers, but we are still having challenges in
I'm
that
not hearing you very
transaction.
clearly. I'm not hearing you very clearly, Brother Paul. I don't know if it's your mic or if you can speak into your mic. I don't know how far you are from your mic. He wasn't coming. Hold on just a second. Yeah, someone's just come in. Can you repeat your question, Akia?
I'm saying that on that transact account, when we create a transact account to verify the link, we are not seeing that link to verify. They will send a message that you have a link to verify your email, but the link will not be there. Just like yesterday, one of our members reported here in the meeting that Dr. Linus said he will take that report to the developers team. And since today, we are not being able to register it.
We concluded yesterday, in fact, that the link is being sent, the email is being sent, the link is being sent, but because of configuration on your side, or maybe your email client is filtering the email as spam and or removing the link, it may appear that the link is not showing. So just check that the message is not in spam. If it is in spam, make sure that you mark it as not spam so that the link will be revealed. If you have any active security as tools on your email client that is stopping certain links from being displayed, make sure that you actually whitelist emails from inbox at swiffen.com, and that should resolve your problem. Other than that, we showed yesterday that, in fact, I created an account live using the Swiffen mailbox. Get yourself a Swiffen mailbox, because that will resolve the problem once and for all. So as you register people heading into the new year, please encourage them to get a Swiffen mailbox. Okay, I have shown here many times how various email providers are blocking our messages or delaying the delivery of our messages. The solution is to use a Swiffen mailbox that addresses that problem and solves it completely. So it's not a problem that we should come here every day and sing about and repeat it day after day. There is a solution for that now, and that is a Swiffen mailbox.
Okay, thank you so much for that response.
You're welcome,
Thank you.
sir. The next question is from Nathan Pavega. Yeah, welcome, sir. If you can keep your question as brief as possible and direct, I'd be appreciated, or your testimony. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Good evening to our leaders in the house.
Good evening.
My brother Aki has picked the dead rat in my front, but just to say some little appreciations to the work you people are doing, because the question I want to ask, he has already asked it, and some clarifications has been given already. But I just want to say kudos to the work you people are doing in the background. Some of us are already emulating your lifestyle and your commitments and all of that. So I don't have much to say.
But thank
Wonderful.
you.
Thank
No,
you.
thank you. We appreciate the fact that you've acknowledged that and everything, and just keep up with the good work, Nathan, because yourself, your community, your families, whether direct or indirect, will all benefit from this transition that we're all going through. So thank you very much, sir. Our next question is from Daniel Isaiah. Daniel?
Yeah. Good evening, everybody in the house.
Greetings.
And actually, what I wanted to say is what Brother Paul has already said. And one thing that I want to add on what Dr. Linus have just said, we all need that sniffing mailbox. And we have beneficiaries, people that are eager to register. But the problem we are having, most especially in my own area, let me talk of myself. If you go to someone and charge him that kind of money now, he can't be able to afford that. And because of that, there are some people that we cannot be able to register them. Now, like those people in the villages now, they needed this registration more than the people in the town, more than the people that have something doing. But because of that, email something now has become a problem. We are just pushing now to see we reach a certain stage. Maybe by then, we can be able to start providing that for the rest of the people. So, but if they say it's because maybe for someone that is not capable of affording that now, so you will be having this kind of challenges. It seems like there are so many people that will be dropped out.
Let me answer that. Let me answer that, Daniel. Thank you so much for highlighting that. And that is something we are very conscious of. Remember, the $2 is a one-time payment that you pay for, so that we can set up that mailbox for you. And it's yours for as long as you need to keep it. And for those $2, we are going to use $1 to maintain the infrastructure, and we will take $1 and give it back to the community leader who is helping those people in the community, so that they can use that dollar to buy more data and be able to help and assist those people even better. Now, having said that, we are not saying that you have to have a Swift mailbox. No, we are saying that our experience has shown us that the data that we have shows us that some email service providers are delaying delivery of our messages. Some email service providers are actually blocking delivery of our messages, and that we have to find a long-term solution. The long-term solution is the Swift mailbox. Now, that doesn't come for free. We have to actually make sure that once we introduce it, it is sustained. But if you are happy to go and create another Gmail account, then go and create a Gmail account for those people. Let's make no excuses whatsoever. Gmail works, and I'm sure many of us here who have Gmail accounts, I haven't noticed any significant problem with Gmail.
It does work, Dr. Linus. It's just sometimes it's delayed. So people
Sometimes
have
it's
to
delayed.
we have to be patient. And a lot of us are not patient. We think it's spontaneous. And we have to know that we just have to be patient and wait. And it will eventually come through.
Yes. So please, Danielle, continue the great work you're doing. For those people who cannot afford to get a Swift mailbox, I mean, quite frankly, it needs to be set up because it's not something that is that you can just provide. There is a lot of technology that is required in the background that we need to put in place for it to actually work, okay, the way that it does. And we need to maintain that infrastructure because right now we are processing more than, I would say, between 25,000 to 30,000 messages every day, just from one platform. And we have we have Connect, we have Transact, we have Account, and we are going to be introducing another one in the new year. I'm not going to make any comments about that now, but something else is coming. So I don't know what to say other than the fact that if you can get a reliable mailbox from a third party that is free, please use it. If you need to get one from Swiffen, it's going to cost you $2 for one box. If you're buying in bulk, you will buy for $1 and then you can retail for no more than $2 so that you can keep $1 to buy your data and pay your transportation to go to even the most remote areas to continue to support people. One of the things that we must avoid as a community is to charge anybody a fee to register. Registration is completely free. So the only opportunity that's available that is approved and authorized by us is that you can charge somebody $2 to create their email box and only their email box. You have to submit a list of their email. That has to be cross-checked against their KYC they provide in Transact before we can activate that email box. Okay? And once it is activated, it is theirs for as long as it is. Once we hear that anybody who is involved charges anybody more than the approved amount that we are saying for the purpose only to create an email account, then we would have to take very drastic actions to either suspend their own participation in the community or otherwise. Because these have been some of the things that have caused the greatest headache for us on this journey, where people have taken it upon themselves to charge fees that are of a various amount. But we recognize that they have to buy data. We recognize they have to support other people. They have to pay for transportation to go to the most remote areas. That's why we've come up with the strategy that an email box that a customer or a member of the community pays for, no more than $2. They can keep $1 for themselves, and $1 can be used to maintain the infrastructure. And that's a one-time charge, a one-time charge. I don't think in the scheme of what we are doing, that is too much to ask for. But we know that some people may not be able to afford it even at that level. Then in that case, you just go and create a free email account, say Gmail or any other service provider. And if there is a delay in delivering your messages, then there is a delay. You just have to put up with it. But we have come up with a solution. And at this point in time, that is the best solution that we have on the table. We can always continue to review it as we go into the new year.
Thank you, Dr. Lyons. I hope that answers your question, Danielle.
Well, thank you very much for his response, but I just want everybody to still be aware we are still facing the challenges, just as Brother Paul have already said. Well, we're going to try our best and see what we can do about that. And meanwhile,
please, Daniel, it's not a challenge. Before we introduced the mailbox, people were happy to go and create free Gmail accounts. We are saying you can continue doing that. So where is the problem?
But we are not getting the service that we're supposed to get. That's what I'm trying to say. It's all right. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So we have to go and take it up to Google and say, why
I didn't say that. I didn't say
why
that.
are you delaying messages? Yeah, so I mean, we've found a solution, and that is a solution on the table for now. If you can work with a third-party email box, please continue to do that. Let it not be something that sets you back, and let's not look at it as a stumbling block. It is a challenge in the meantime. Maybe next year, subject to availability of liquidity, we might say, oh, we can finance this in some other way, and therefore we can give out a free mailbox to anyone that wants it. And there are always ways, but let's not lose hope. Let's just bear in mind that we are at a place now which is miles away from where we were 12 months ago. And that the problems that we have experienced during the last 12 months, we have been able to come up with satisfactory solutions that can address those in the interest of providing a better support service for the community. And that needs to be our focus. Let's not relent our efforts. Let's not be frustrated with any sort of short-term challenges that we may be having. Let's keep the hope alive, keep the movement strong, and take the challenges in our stride and continue to make the progress that we have to make. We have to keep moving.
Thank you, Dr. Linus. Brother Elad, I see you've unmuted. I don't know if you want to come in with your contribution, sir.
Not really. I think Dr. Linus has done justice to it.
Okay.
I would summarize at the end of everything.
Okay, it's just that you had unmuted, so that's what made me ask the question. All right, then. Thank you, sir.
That's fine.
Okay. Adelume Femi. I hope I'm doing better.
You are improving.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir. How can we help you?
I don't have much to say. Maybe I came in late. Then I had Rodambi saying something about courses. So I don't understand. Is there any courses that we are to go through or how? Okay. So let me share more light on it.
Right. Please. If you go onto your Connect, and at the top where you've got the function keys, you've got the Connect, account, help desk, and so forth. There is a tab called courses. Okay. If you click on that tab, it will take you to where the courses are. Okay, because Dr. Linus has done several demonstrations, Brother Ambi has done several demonstrations. Once again, he's going in, as you can see, where you'll be able to locate these courses. Dr. Linus, your screen is not very clear at the moment. Well, not for me anyway. And then you just tap on the course that you wish to do. A suggestion is you go from number 1 to number 7 to the last one. There are people that will go to the last one and not do the first one. But are you going to demonstrate where these courses can be located, Dr. Linus? Your screen is not clear at all, sir. Right. So if you click on that tab, you will see this screen come up and you click on the relevant course that you need to take. Okay. Does that answer your question, sir?
Okay. Yes, it answers the question. But though I will go and check it, but there are some courses that we have gone through in Nigeria here, especially in Abuja. So we got, that is 19 courses, tools for life. Though I've not seen this one.
Those are the ones that's been done by
Okay, can I come in?
Yes, please. Please, Brother Elad, because I know which courses he's talking about.
Yeah, I know it's life skills done by AKF.
Yeah.
What we are talking here is a different ballgame altogether. May I encourage people not to come in and conflate issues here. We are dealing with SWIFting. and it has no bearing with the AKF in any way. And what we're talking about is about SWIFT and the SWIFT agenda. And this is the reason why we want you to do courses. Because I've realized when I'm doing the country structures, many people come and bring all sorts of issues that have got no bearing to what we are pursuing. Let's focus on SWIFT and let's follow what SWIFT requires us to do. In this case, we are walking you through these courses so that you get certification that allows you to function and be able to assist people adequately, giving them correct information as to what all SWIFT is all about, what the AKL intends to do, why it was introduced, why it is being pushed as an instrument of exchange for continental Africa and beyond. This is the purpose of doing these courses. When you have that understanding, it helps us. We know wherever we will be that there's somebody in Nigeria, in Benue State, wherever, in Zimbabwe, in Equatorial Guinea, who is able to onboard people and give them the correct information. Is that helpful?
And these courses, if I may add,
Dr. Linus, your screen, I don't know about anyone else, but for me, it is not clear.
Yeah, it's not clear.
Yeah, it's not clear.
All right, okay. All right,
So,
let me stop
yeah,
sharing.
and maybe you can stop sharing and share again, and it may come through clear because it's coming through extremely blurred, so no one will actually know where you are.
Is it any better?
We'll soon find out. You're coming through now. It's not through as yet, but in the meantime, no, it's still not clear.
All right, then it's just a question of bandwidth. Maybe the bandwidth is just not supporting the screen sharing. So
yeah,
I will stop sharing it.
Okay, Dr. Linus,
But
thank you.
just to add the comment that the courses are intended to provide people with adequate knowledge on what we are doing. I mean, the movement that we are on is huge. It's on a scale that is completely unprecedented. There is nothing else like it. And so we need to make sure that everybody is on board. There are 1.3 billion people in the continent. Now, if we add about 600 million, then we are talking about an overall population that we need to reach of about 2 billion. Now, if we rely on training 200 people every day, then you need to divide the 2 billion with perhaps 100 people that you train every day, and that'll give you something like 20,000 days. Now, if you divide that by even 365 days in a what have I done? That'll give you about 54,000 years. None of us will live for 54,000 years, but we have to do this now. That's why we have to have a mechanism and a system in place that can allow people to actually self-train and for us to scale the training to the last mile in a very rapid way across the community. That's why this is important. And we need to remain completely focused. Our agenda is very specific. We want to drive inclusive value exchange with decorum. We need to use a common standard of exchanging value. Our common standard is the LUMI. We need to develop tools to enable us to achieve that. We need to make sure that every household has it, that every household can access it, so that we can stop the problem of exclusion, so that exclusion can be a thing of the past. Now, whether you are Black or white or green or yellow, it's not about that. It's about delivering access that is equitable and that delivers the opportunity for using a common standard of exchanging value, whether you are in South Africa, in Nigeria, in Malawi, in Jamaica, or in Japan, across the entire community. We need to do that now, and we need to do that very rapidly with all hands on deck. So if there are people within the community who have ideas on how we can scale this and share that knowledge very rapidly, then that's what the courses are for. Please come on board and create a course. Anybody can actually use that tool and create a training program. not just maybe about Lumi, but it also should focus on businesses. Because if we are talking about exchanging value, people need to be producing something that they need to exchange for something else. And so the platform is there to provide the opportunity for us to scale the knowledge sharing. They say knowledge is power. We want to make the idea that people in Africa are charity cases. We are not, because Africa is one of the most, is one of the richest continent on the planet. But at the same time, it contains the poorest people. Obviously, something doesn't add up. Something is not right. What that means is that some people are excluded and they are not given the opportunity and to participate in a way that they can meet their own personal aspirations and aspirations for their families. That's what we need to change. And we need to do that together as a community. The responsibility to do that is ours. We cannot pass the buck. No one else will come and do it for us. So let's not confuse it with anything else. We have to remain very focused. We want inclusive access for everybody. We want a common instrument of exchange that is accessible to everybody. We want to be able to do this with every household across our various communities. And we want the community to take to play the active role of making this happen. So I hope that explains it and provides the context within which we have to use technology to scale. We have to scale. And we have to do it rapidly. We have to do it now. We have to keep moving.
Thank you, Dr. Linus. Thank you very much, Dr. Linus. I hope that explains it to you, Brother Femi.
Yes.
All right, thank you, sir. Zani? Yeah, Dr. Linus, this is our French speaking person. I think he's more comfortable in French. Go ahead, sir.
Bonsoir, chers panélistes.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir, Monsieur Bruno. Bonsoir.
That is my limit. So.
Ok, d'accord. Non, pas de souci, Pauline. Ah, si, ok, d'accord. C'est pas tellement, c'est pas une question. Seulement, je veux avoir le mailbox.
Mailbox, ok.
Le mailbox, oui, ça que je veux. Je ne sais pas maintenant quelle possibilité on peut faire pour avoir ça. Je ne sais pas le compte qui est au niveau de mon compte suffit. Si à part de là, je peux acheter là-bas.
D'accord. Tu peux acheter le mailbox en ligne.
Oui. Mais le problème est que j'ai pas de carte. J'ai pas de carte Visa. Mais je préfère pour aller au niveau de mon compte Connect de AKX. Si là-bas,
on va donner la possibilité de convertir un peu de AKX à USX que tu peux utiliser et acheter le mailbox. On va voir. Mais ce n'est pas encore prêt.
Pas encore prêt.
Oui, pour le moment, tu dois utiliser la carte, un carte bancaire pour acheter.
Pour le moment, c'est qu'à la carte bancaire. Mais l'autre là, c'est pas encore. On passe d'abord.
Il y a la possibilité déjà pour acheter avec USX. Mais pour avoir USX, tu dois aussi acheter USX pour le moment. Mais s'il y a les membres de communauté qui ont USX, tu peux acheter avec l'agent local où tu es. Ça, c'est aussi une possibilité. On va arranger ça avec Brodambi. On va arranger. Ça va aller.
D'accord, ça va partir. Donc, d'accord, on est à l'écoute donc.
Merci.
Donc, c'est bon, on est à l'écoute donc, c'est bon.
D'accord.
Okay, Dr. Linus, can you please sort of translate roughly what our brother's query, just in case anyone else has the same query here?
Okay, what he was saying is that he doesn't have a bank card, to pay for the mailbox, and he was wondering whether he could use the balance on his Connect account to pay for it. And I said there is already provision to use the USX balance. And in the new year, we were looking for the possibility of enabling people to convert some AKX into USX. We can also then be used to pay for the mailbox. But that's work in progress, which we would look at in the new year. At the moment, you need a bank card to pay for it. Or if you have a USX balance, then you can use it. But to acquire the USX balance, you still need to pay for it somehow.
Okay, just in case anyone else here had a similar query, at least we know what that was all about. But thank you very much, Dr. Linus. The next one is from Gilbert.
Bonsoir.
Yeah, greetings, sir. How can we help you?
Bonsoir. Je parle français parce que je suis au Burundi.
Yeah, Dr. Linus may be able to help you with your French translation. So go ahead, sir. We are not hearing you.
Ok. Ma question, ça concerne les transactions.
I'm terribly sorry, Brother Gilbert, but your connection is really, really bad. I don't know if anyone else can hear him. But I would suggest if you could put your question in the chat, and we will make sure that is read out and is answered for you, because we're not hearing you very clearly at all. I do apologize for that.
I couldn't follow him either.
Yeah, so please, Brother Gilbert, put your question in the chat and we will ensure that someone from this platform, be it Dr. Ella, Dr. Linus, or someone else, will be able to help you. So please put your question in the chat. In the meantime, we will go on to the next person, which is Unita Wittin.
Good evening, Dr. Linus. Good evening, Brother Ellard and Sister Pauline.
Greetings,
I've got two questions, but first I want to say, you know what, Dr. Linus, I've never ever come across someone with this much patience. I think, I don't know which month you're born, but really, I think the other men with this lot of patience is not on this earth anymore. But I applaud you for that.
We've learned, we have learned, ma'am, because we have understanding and or overstanding, for those who wish to use that terminology, that not everyone learns their ABC at the same time and in the same way.
I mean, the explanation every night and to go back and forth, it takes a lot, but I applaud you guys for that.
Thank you,
But my first question is, I just want to add, because I've got some beneficiaries that ask me regarding the AKX, because I told them at the beginning when we received the 6 months bonus that they can transfer, send in log a ticket, and then they can ask for the help team to transfer the AKX. So now it's moved to 101, I think, AKX that they need to transfer. Am I right? Yes. But now there's some of them that's really struggling with data. And I said I will raise it and I will ask Dr. Linus, because for them to go onto the Connect every time, it's a little bit impossible. They're struggling for grant and all these kinds of things in South Africa. So it's a little bit hectic for them to accumulate the AKX to 101. If it, I don't know, maybe Dr. Linus will understand.
Okay, so you want to know if it's at all possible from the 102.5 AKX to be lowered.
Yes, because really it's going to be a little bit hectic, because some of the new beneficiaries that came up, and like they said, maybe in the near future, maybe next year, they will be able to use the AKLs. What will they be able to use if they must go to the shops or whatever? So I was just like, I thought, now I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to ask Dr. Linus and I'll give him feedback, or they can even listen to this recording and maybe they will understand after the explanation.
If what I can say, Sister Juanita, is that, I mean, if there is need across the community to actually reduce that limit, we can always do it. I'll tell you the reason we set that limit relatively high was really just to manage the backlog of transactions, because we looked at the transfers from account into transact, and we have a huge backlog. And so we thought if we used a higher level, then people can transfer amongst themselves within the community. And only when you've built up a certain level, then you can submit a ticket for us to transfer it. We have actually, since that time, created a process where you actually just submit it yourself. You don't even have to create a ticket now. You just submit it and it will be processed. You don't have to do anything else. You just click a button and you put your SWIFT ID. That's all you have to do. Click a button.
The AKX, Linus?
Yes.
Is it the AKX? Because I saw that there's a red button there, but it tells you that you need to have 101.
Yeah, that's fine. If there is need, we can always reduce the value. It's not reduce the limit. It's not a problem. We want people to have it.
Okay, now I do understand. I know, because I mean we're following the meetings now how long, and we do understand about the backlogs and things like that. And the other thing is this: I did the course now, but on the Connect, I think it's a login, not by Connect, by Swopen. There's no course there. So I thought maybe I just want to bring it up. I did the course, completed it, but there's only that one. I think there's two that hasn't got course.
Oh, maybe yes, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Some of the courses don't have quizzes yet. That's because we haven't added the quizzes. Remember, we're doing everything from first principles. We're creating those courses and creating those quizzes as we go along. Okay. So we are going to use the opportunity for this break to actually create more quizzes and add more questions and add more lessons and more content. So just keep your eye on it over the Christmas break. The other one thing, though, that I wanted to point out, Sister Juanita, is that if you have two people who have 50 AKX each, did you know that one person can transfer their 50 to another so that the amount in the other account is up to the limit that you need, and then submit transferred? Did you know that?
Yeah, but no, I didn't. But that is amazing. That's amazing, Dr. Linus. I'll do that. But Dr. Linus, as a Christmas present, Dr. Linus said South Africa will be the first or whatever to use their loomies. But now, okay, we understand where it's going. I'll listen. I came in a little bit late. So I'm gonna listen to the video again at the beginning. But just a little bit, just a small Christmas present for us to tell us, or to make us more excited for the new year to come. What is really going on?
Christmas present? we haven't talked about it very much, but I think I hinted yesterday that you should all keep your eyes out on your account. Everybody's going to get 12 months worth of Lumi paid into their SWIFT account. Okay.
Oh my word!
People would have received it already.
I wasn't talking about that Christmas box, but really, thank you. I was talking about just a little bit of a hint about South Africa. Where are we? Are we close or what? Even just a small hint, because that was actually the Christmas box that I was talking about.
All right. So are you talking precisely where you can use your Lumi, on how you can use it?
No, it's just she wants to know where we are going with the Lumi. Is there anything that we don't already know that's probably in the pipeline? But as I would just say to our sister, for me personally, we are going places we never thought that we would ever reach. We are reaching them. And in South Africa, I am sure that the community is getting stronger, and the Lumi community is getting stronger and stronger, and you're going to see a lot more businesses probably coming on board, and a lot more banks coming on board, and a lot more things. As Dr. Linus has already alluded to us, that there's lots of talks in the background. So as we say in the UK, keep your ear to the ground. Ensure that you visit your community on a regular basis, because any updates, any new things that's coming on board, that is the first place it's going to be put. And I know, not that I believe, I know that with the hard work of Dr. Linus, but Dr. Ambi, Chief Serviers, and umpteen other people that we don't even mention here on the platform are working hard, and you will get a lot of good news in the new year.
No, thank you. Now I know they're working hard. I'm coming a long way on with him, but I really do appreciate it. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys. Really, I do appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am. You're welcome, ma'am. And the Brother Shady, did you manage to sort yourself out?
Actually, it didn't work out. Let me just come in this way. Let me just come in this way.
Shady, I tried to submit that email and I got an error. I'm not sure why, but we'll look at it. I'll talk to the development team and they can see what it is. But that's the same email we used
yesterday.
And
yes.
And you were able to receive a password reset. Is that right?
Yes.
And
yes.
If I may ask, why does the same email need to be reset again?
No, the other one was in the transaction that we can be able to set up the KYC.
Ah, right. Okay, different places.
Now this one is that to check account balance and also to complete the registration into Connect.
All right. Okay, that's fine.
These are the words I want.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I will get the development team to look at it. And in the meantime, if you want to send your username, I can take it and take a screenshot of your screen balance or something like that and send to you if you want. We could solve it that way, and hopefully it will be okay. So keep an eye out. We'll look at it and address the issue. Okay.
Okay. So because I just want these days that everybody will go for a holiday. I will not be hearing from you. And if sometimes what is Brother Patrick now?
You will, oh, Brother Shady, that's not true. You'll always hear from us. If you have something to ask, put it on the community chat, because we are still working. The help desk is still working. So if you have a question, put it in on the community. Someone
on the chat.
On the chat or
the flight ticket.
You can raise a ticket. There is always someone.
Okay.
So
okay.
Some people will have their festive season and not be working, but I can assure you there are members of staff on the Swifin who are still working. So if you do still have a query, please raise a ticket or put it on the community that you have a question, because we as the help desk visit it on a regular basis. And if we see a question, we will answer you.
Okay.
Because then the rest of the community will also be able to benefit from that question and answer.
Yeah. Dr. Adams and the sister is talking to me. I want people to help me do one thing here. I made a complaint. I have about 3 accounts in this community, and I wanted to close 2 and use only 1. So I don't know. There's something that the doctor told me last time, and I was actually waiting for the response. For some time,
raise a ticket. Right, raise a ticket. Yeah, the account you want to keep, and tell us the accounts you want to delete, and tell us where they belong, whether it's a Swifin, if it's a Connect, or if it's a Transact. You have to be specific, because we don't want to delete the wrong one for you. So you have to be specific.
What I want to do now, before we go, I want to put the swiping ID of those ones that I want to remove into the chat box so that you see it begin to work on there. I will also give it the one.
Right. Yes. Shady, please raise a ticket and put the information in there for audit trail. We don't want to delete an account that you want to keep, and we don't want to make a mistake by you putting yourself under unnecessary pressure to do it right now. Take your time.
Sorry.
Yeah, so if you have 2 Swifin accounts and you want to delete one, remember you put Shady or whatever your account name, Swifin ID 123456. Yeah, I want this one deleted.
Okay.
Shady blah blah blah. Ticket number 78910. I want this deleted. Shady blah blah blah, ticket number 12 13 14 15. I want to keep.
Okay, so I want
that we're Pacific.
Yeah. Okay. I want to transfer the Lumi in those two accounts into the only one I will keep.
Yeah, but you're wrong. No disrespect, my brother Shady. You should not be having 3 accounts where you're getting 3 lots of stimulus.
Okay, let me tell you. When we were educate how to register, we were told that we can be able to register as many accounts.
No, you have one
You
personal and one business.
That was when we are in a Co6 now.
Okay.
So now coming to connect, they let us know that we cannot have more than one account. And according to the teaching that the Rambi says that we can transfer the Lumi in the other account into the one that we'll keep. So that we can also delete that one. And the system will delete that automatically. Immediately we ask them to do so. Then we keep the other one. So that was
Dr. Linus,
this is up to you.
Yeah, let me make a quick comment on that. I mean, the idea is that one person has one account and one person receives the monthly stimulus of 6.26 Lumi every month for one person. Now, if you say that you have one of the accounts and one belongs to your son or something like that, that's a different matter. But for one person to have 2 accounts in their own name and receive double the stimulus, double the annual bonus, it's not allowed.
So now what am I going to do now? Because I want to close the other ones.
You need to forfeit one, Shady. Because you're only allowed to have one.
I wanted to close down the other ones and then carry one, give my son.
You can't.
How am I going to do
Dr.
it?
Elad.
You
No, I want to know. See, it's not.
Shady, my brother.
I'm online.
Remember, my brother, let me help you. Dr. Linus is being kind with you. I'm not that much kind. We are a financial institution. We have to adhere to international standards as much as we are allowing financial inclusion. Anything that we interpret as being dishonest, fraudulent, we will not allow. You are not allowed to have more than one account as an individual. You can only do that by way of a business account and your individual account. Now that you have more than one account, you need to forfeit the other accounts and keep one. So the right way is to raise a ticket, indicate the accounts you need to be terminated and the one you want to keep. Otherwise, we will go into that and check on your information and get and delete any of the excess accounts.
Yeah. So the account that you have the most AKL in, keep that one. The other 2, delete. You have not lost out.
Anyway, listen to me. I'm a plain and a sincere person.
Which I appreciate.
Yeah, why I keep raising this matter is that I wanted to delete the ones I'm not using, but in the teaching that very day, brother, all of you were in the meeting, apart from the one that spoke, last one that not spoke, if not, you were there, Dr. Leonard were there, when I raised this question, and he said that I can transfer the other Lumi and then close that account. That's what he told me. So people are telling me pay different things. So I want to be more educated so that I know what to do. But I need to close this account down.
I appreciate what you're saying.
I just explained, Shady, that, I mean, you need to think about it, what is normal and what is not. We have over 2 million people, each person receiving 6.26 Lumi every month. That is the intention. That is the intention. If the intention was to give you 6.26 times 2, then each person would receive the 6.26 times 2, okay, which is 12.52. No, but we didn't send 12.52. We're sending 6.26. And this Christmas, there is a bonus, which I have already said is coming your way, which is equivalent to about 12 months worth of stimulus, which is being paid as we speak. Some people here have already received it. That stimulus is equivalent to about 75.12 Lumi. Now, if you have 2 accounts, it means you want to receive 75.12 times 2, which is 150.
It will be 150.
Yes, at a time when everybody is expected to receive 150 as a bonus for Christmas. So you have to ask yourself, is that fair or is it not fair? And I think for me, it is not fair, right? But remember, within Connect, you have the opportunity to register people to post content and share content, and you earn a lot extra. And there are people who are earning a lot extra. And please remember, I think, I'm not sure whether you were on the session when we did the model, the revenue, the social income model. And we saw from the social income model that if you just concentrate on registering people and distributing the good news and making sure that more people in our community participate, each person you register can potentially go on to register other people that can earn you substantial income. In fact, the 6.26 Lumi would be a very tiny proportion.
It's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing in comparison. Nothing in comparison.
I'm sure there are people here who testify that they actually get not 6.26 Lumi per month, but they get thousands. If not thousands, but at least they get hundreds. But that is because they put in the work and they have registered other people. They have shared the good news, and the social income model takes care of compensating you and giving you more. You don't have to get more by creating 100 accounts for yourself. That's not the intention. The intention is that we reach out to the community, we reach every household, we reach millions of people, and together we make a difference to millions of lives. We empower millions of people together. And I know, Shedi, you're doing great work in the community. We applaud that. We encourage you to continue doing it. We just have to do it with decorum.
Dr. Linus.
It's not going.
Excuse me.
It's not going to. Shady is not going to change. You should have one account for your personal, and if you do have another account, do not speak. No, just excuse me. Be very mindful of how you speak to me. Okay.
We
as the Swiftpin community, Swiftpin community have always stated that you have one account, and should you desire to have another account, the other account should be a business account, backer. Yeah, anyone that does anything over and above that statement, yeah, they are not doing the right thing for the rest of the community. And when I say community, I mean the national stroke international community, Brother Shady. Okay, now if you have more than one account, you personally have more than one account, please, I am asking you, because it's not open for discussion. I am asking you, please go through to and raise a ticket and state which accounts you would like deleted. I would suggest you look at all your accounts that you currently have in your name. Pick the one that has the most Lumi and keep that one, and forfeit the other two, because it's not as if it's money that you have put in, no disrespect. It is money that was given to us from the generosity of others. Yeah.
So,
remember, Dr. Linus is always talking about decorum and moral. Let us have that. Sorry, Brother Elard. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So Shady Johnson Shadrach, those are your full names. I've got your two accounts. I'm looking at them. I would like you to make a decision and select one account that you use. And the other thing, on both of our accounts, you have been attending the briefing, the daily briefings, regular attended. You need to update your profile on Swiftpin account. It's still not updated, despite you attending the meetings every day, every other meeting. So I need you to do that. Select one account. The other one is it's a Swiftpin ID with a 2, the other one with a 7. So you select one of them and we move forward.
Thank you very much, Brother Elard. It is not open for discussion, Brother Shady. That is the bottom line. And I will say that to everyone, which is something that I brought up a few weeks ago, or maybe even a few days ago, about people having multiple accounts. It is not permitted. You have one personal, and one business if you so desire. And even your business account should not be in your name unless it is registered in your name. And you have to have the ID to prove that it's a business account. Yeah, so be mindful.
Sister Pauline, the other thing that is worth emphasizing, and we should, is that in fact, you can only link one account to Transact. You can't link two. In Transact, you have a place for one SWIFT and ID, and we did that for a reason, so that you can only link one Transact account to one SWIFT account. And sadly, for each of those linkages to be approved, your ID needs to be verified and checked. So don't even try the trick of transposing the names. It would not work.
No.
Because we have a large team and we are expanding that team to do the checks, and nothing will go unchecked.
I'm going to be honest with you, Dr. Linus, and my sisters and brothers here. I, Pauline, have rejected a number of transactions. Why? I give you an example. Someone will come and say their name is, the first transaction, they say their name is Pauline Blessing. They create another account saying Blessing Pauline. And they use the same, the whole thing. I'm not going to go through all our protocol, what we do to check, but it is a lot. Yeah. And if your ID says Pauline Blessing, and you put a transact through, that says Blessing Pauline, it will be rejected. So don't do it. Don't put yourself in that embarrassing situation. And I say that to the whole community, national and international. Don't do it, because you'll be frustrated and you'll be wondering why your thing is being rejected. Those are the reasons. If you have a middle name on your ID, put that on your account, because that will match up with your ID. If you have no middle name, fine, but don't change it around and think you can get away, because it won't work. The system flags you up. Thank you, Dr. Linus, for such a sophisticated system that will flag up these things. Thank you.
Yeah, we have to do it. I mean, to reach everybody and to even start talking to major financial institutions to say they should come and trade on there, it's got to be squeaky clean. I mean, we have to do what we have to do, and it needs to be with decorum.
Yeah, right. Let's go to the next question. I know that our sister wanted to come in. I know we have some hands up here, and I do apologize for this. Sister Samika, do you want to come in, because you wanted to come in earlier on? Do you still want to come in, or you are now okay?
Yes, please. I just wanted Dr. Linus, if he can go ahead and help me with my husband AKL limits. He is asking for that to be done. He said he wanted to be done here. So
okay. The Dr. Linus, the KYC has been approved and everything else, but obviously the limits is currently at minimum. Dr. Linus?
What is that limit on Transact?
That's fine. That's fine. If you can submit the SWIFT and ID, then we'll do that right away.
There you go, my sister. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just send the SWIFT and ID to me, and I will do it personally right now.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Linus. Pamela, please go ahead. Pamela?
Yes. Hello. Thank you.
Yeah,
Right.
Thank you very much for your patience. So.
Right. I want to ask two questions. They're going to be quick. Right. The first one is, I see someone asked it in the chat, but I don't think it was answered. We had beneficiary on the account when we started to register with Swiffen, and it's not on there now. So what's happening with that?
Okay, that's question number one. Dr. Linus, let's just deal with one at a time. Dr. Linus,
Okay,
do you have any updates?
That's a good question. It's just a field that we did not transport across, quite frankly. But we have an even better way of dealing with that. and I'm sure maybe not everybody in the community knows. Now, if you go to your account, you can add what we call an operator, and an operator would actually have full functional access to the account to the extent that you permit them.
Okay.
Whereas before, it was just the beneficiary that was named. The beneficiary couldn't access the account. The beneficiary couldn't execute anything, even if you permitted them to, unless they logged in as you, right? But we have a better way of doing that now. So if you want your husband to be part of your account, you just add your husband as an operator. And you can set a limit on the transactions that your husband can do. But what that automatically means that should the unfortunate event happen, your husband access your account, and they can continue to use it and so forth, right? Or at the very least, they can transfer whatever is there to their own account. I mean, that is allowed.
Right. The reason why I did ask the question is that I've put this across to my families, sisters, brothers, whatever, and they all think it's scam, so they don't want to bother. So I then register my dad after fighting with my sister to let me go ahead. My dad actually had emergency, went into hospital. I had to be spending on him as well. So I will need to be able to access his account to get money. So I don't want later on that somebody think that I'm scamming my dad. So that's the reason I'm actually asking the question as well.
That's a very good question. Your dad can add you quite satisfactorily to his account as an operator and can give you permission to transact on your account.
Yeah.
Let me just add why that is important. If I add my son to my account, I can then send my son to go shopping on my account. I don't have to be there. And he can then spend some money on the account. I can set a limit as to how much he can spend. So he can go to a restaurant and can pay his bill, but using my card or using my account, for example. That's why we are doing this. So there is a better way now. Just add as an operator.
Yeah, I did open the account for my dad because he's 86, can't read, write, can't use technology, nothing. So yeah, thanks for answering my question.
Well, you said you had two. That was.
Oh, that was. Yeah, it's a connect realist thing.
Okay.
Yeah, connection, yeah.
Okay, lovely. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.
The last one is now we have is Brother Vincent. Brother Vincent Okoro. Yeah, Brother Vincent, we're not hearing you. We're not hearing you, sir.
Everybody in the house.
Yeah, greetings. We can just about hear you. Go ahead, sir.
All right. My greeting goes to the management for your good efforts. I don't have a question. Rather, I have an advice to give to the family. It has been as if we in the Africa is as if the nature of our upbringing or the blacklist, as I may say, as if there is this a portion of greediness in us. And this one, I want to advise that this family should take greedy out of Swift in family, because it's the most of thing that drag the black race backward. Sincerely speaking, I'm not more happy having that some people have more than one account, trying to accumulate things that those AKL are supposed to go to the other member of community. Instead of engaging ourselves in convincing others, we are busy trying to have multiple accounts using different way to confiscate AKL into our account. I'm not happy over that. I advise that we should take this serious. I'm very happy to hear that at least Africa have think on how we bring ourselves together to build our continent to be one of the developed continents in the world. So I advise the family that please, whoever, our mindset, our priority should be how to drag everybody along to see that we progress in this movement. May God bless you all. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're most welcome, Brother Vincent, and thank you very much for your testimony. I'm sure it has fallen on listening ears. Thank you. Dr. Linus, we're in the process of closing. Yoenito Witten, have you got a comment that you would like to partake with the community?
Sorry, I just want to find out, will there be any age restriction when you add your daughter, your son to as an operator?
Right, is there an age limit? I used to think it was 18 plus, but Dr. Linus, can you confirm that, please?
It's an account 18, but I think we've said before that when we went to Eswatini, there was a specific request that the age should be lowered in order to accommodate a large number of young children who actually have the responsibility to look after their siblings. Is Brother Servius on here? I think it was 13 in Eswatini.
No, I don't think Brother Servius is here, and Dr. Brother Ambi has been put off. But I remember it is.
I recall, Dr. Linus.
Sorry, Brother, I got?
Yeah, there was a dithering around the age of 14, between 12 and 14 to be accepted.
Well, Dr. Linus, you have to come to a common consensus and put it out there, because people are going to get confused as to why one place and why not another.
I'm just saying that there was a specific request because of the unique nature of
that society,
of that particular society, and sadly, it is the case that there was a very high prevalence of parental deaths, and many children happen to be orphaned, and many of those are actually working very hard to look after their siblings at a very, very young age. That was the reality, and we were on the ground. It's not something somebody told us. We were there on the ground, and we spoke to the social services, and all the various departments in government while we were there. And so that is how that decision was arrived at. But it was a special dispensation for Eswatini, I have to say.
Right. So anyone else, it's for any other country other than Eswatini, what is the age?
I think it's 18 plus still. I mean, you have to be 18 plus.
Right. There you go, my sister. Yeah. Other than Swatini, it's 18 plus. That's it. We don't want to the back and forth as to why, what, where. There's a special compensation for that particular country. I like to call them kingdoms. That is exactly what it is. Any other thing is 18 plus. So I don't want to see a transaction for someone who is 7. I don't want to see a connect account for someone who is 7, or a Swift account for someone who is 7, who is not from that country that Dr. Linus has specifically stated, because your transactions or whatever you do will be rejected. So don't put yourself in that position. Thank you, Dr. Linus.
Excuse me, can I just say something? I know I shouldn't jump in.
Yes, yes, it would have been nice, Sister Pamela. But
yeah, but I want to say,
go ahead, please, ma'am.
In my country, they have lowered the sexual age for consent, which is actually 13. So then what happened there? Because they were big.
Yeah, I do take on board exactly what you're saying, but we're not other countries. We are Swifting. We are dealing with Africa and what our constitution is. And if we've given the age of 18, except for the special compensation, that's what it is.
Sorry, Sister Pamela, which country are you referring? Which country is that?
I am from a country in the Caribbean, and they
yeah, but Sister Pamela, you're based in the UK.
Yes, but I am recruiting people in the Caribbean.
Right. So it's something you have to take up with Dr. Linus personally.
Okay.
Take up that with Dr. Linus personally. And if a special compensation is made for your country, he will put it out there on the notice so that everyone is aware that Swahili is one, Dr. Linus has stated. And if it's an agreement that your country is to be taken on board, he will also put it out. As he said, he was on the ground. And he saw what was necessary. And if you feel it is necessary for your country, and that goes for anyone else here, put it to Dr.
Thank you.
personally, and he will negotiate what needs to be negotiated, and an announcement would be made.
Thank you.
You're
Thanks.
welcome, ma'am. Right, Dr. Linus, please go ahead.
Okay, so I guess this is a closing.
Yes, sir.
We have what a
I just want to say thank you. I have received my bonus. So thank you very much, kind sir.
Has anybody else received theirs?
Oh yes, I have. I have.
Oh, I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you, Brother Elad.
Dr. Linus.
No.
Dr. Linus.
Yes,
I enjoy everything that we are doing here. I just want to say this because 1 or 2 days I will not be hearing our voice again until the new year. So I appreciate, I did not say anything when they started. I just keep quiet before I started asking my question. I appreciate all you are doing. I appreciate the information you give to me. I appreciate how you teach people to handle more than thousands of people in this area which I represented. I appreciate all. But I also let you to know that I'm not a greedy type. In fact, is that the information we receive from this part of the world is not what people receive there. We receive in a different way. So when I came to understand the way the thing goes, I have started to open up to you people.
Brother Shady, I love you.
I sent the one that I needed, put it on chat. Chief Shady, Shadrach is the one I want to. It's the only one I registered in the content, also in the translator. The other one not. I don't live in there. We'll be asking questions, So I said it because the way the other last person that spoke about the issue spoke, I wasn't sound pleased.
Okay, no, I take on board exactly what you're saying.
I wanted to put something so that you two will know that I did not just purposely just do. If I wouldn't have kept it, they don't want to say something. So when he said it, it makes me unpleased. That's the truth.
Yeah, no, I fully take on board exactly what you're saying. That's what I was saying to you, Brother Shady. Yeah, I fully take on board exactly what you mean. However, it's been identified, and the most important thing is not what's done. Yeah, because we've all done something that we can look at and say, well, maybe I could do it a different way. Yeah, so I appreciate you coming on and asking the question, because Brother Shady, I have more respect for you than those who are doing it and not saying nothing or not correcting it. Put it that way, not correcting it. Yeah, so I have a lot of respect for you, and I thank you for that. And our leaders, thank you for that. And putting it out there to let others know that it can be corrected. Yeah, so I applaud you. I applaud you and I thank you. And the most important thing is what we do going forward.
Chief Shady Johnson is the one I want to keep. The rest Shady can be closed down.
Okay,
Chief
you let us know. Put it. If
you need the
raise a ticket.
I also send it to him.
Raise a ticket.
No, raise a ticket, say Shady, Chief Shady, raise a ticket. It's
and let us know, and let us know exactly.
I always have issue with raising a ticket. I've said it to Mr. Dr. Lano last time. I always have issue in it. So that was the problem I have. That was what I done. Another problem I have. I always take it out there. I always have issue in raising a ticket.
Okay,
and
but the Shady,
raised,
right, but the Shady, because of who you are, and as I said, I appreciate what you've done. I'm going to send you my number, and I will take you through, and I will assist you, okay, to get you where you want to be, because we are here to provide a service for you. All right,
Mr. Pauline, please, I tender my apology. What my advice is not because of one person, but
no, I understand what you're saying, Brother Vincent, and I also understand what Brother Shady is saying. Yeah,
I put the post before even now.
No, we're not going to,
Police
listen, this is the end of a year. We're going to end it on a nice, positive
Good. I don't want to
note.
hurt anybody.
Right. We're going to end it on a wonderful, positive note. I will send you my details, Brother Shady, and we will sort that out. So that is now finished. Brother Vincent, we're going into 2023, and we have a long road to go, but a positive road to go. So let us continue on that positivity, and let us get there. Dr. Linus always says, I can't stop quoting this. If you can't walk, crawl. No. We know, Brother Vincent. Yeah. We will get there, and we will get there together. And I want to see Brother Vincent and my brother Shady when we shake hands in whatever countries, because they split us up, that you are currently residing in. All right. Brother Dr. Linus, please take the floor. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Yes, we all just have to remember that this is a collective journey like no other. It's all hands on deck. We are all going to be learning every day. We should never stop learning. Some people quote that, I've read this somewhere, that when you stop learning, then you stop living. And the best learning comes in difficult times, when you actually have to look for a solution to solve a problem. And so whenever we are confronted with a challenge or a difficult moment or a difficult time, let's not worry. Let's just employ the powers of our brain, the experiences of our forebears, and let that all combined inform us of what we should do next. So that we, first of all, empower ourselves to know that we can find the solutions to those problems. And that by working together with our neighbor, with our brother, with our sister, together we can multiply that effort and come up with even better solutions. And that's what this is about. And that's what makes this movement so special and so strong. And remember, this is about inclusive value exchange with decorum. And we've gone through it before as this community. It has to be inclusive. It has to be based on a standard of exchanging value to promote trade. It has to be with dignity and with decorum, because, we have some of the richest and most diverse cultures on the surface of the earth. Let no one tell you that they are worth nothing. No one tell you that the experiences of our forebears stand for nothing. And you don't need to look very far. Look at the pyramids in Egypt. You will know that there was no, to this day, do you know that scientists have not been able to come to the bottom of how the engineering at that time, which led to the construction of the pyramids, came about?
Up to today, they still don't know. They still don't know. They're baffled.
They're baffled.
But mathematicians we are.
They're baffled. So what that tells you is that there is something in our genes. There is something that we are endowed with, which is of greatness. And in case you doubt it, there is a little video clip that I will share where research has shown that people from our region actually have the greatest genetic variation anywhere in the world. What that means is that we are predisposed to be made up of geniuses. We are predisposed to also have some elements within our midst that are not necessarily the best. But what we need to do is learn from each other and, on average, uplift each other so that we can achieve great things. And in case you doubt it, look at the fact that Professor Wangari, that little video we watched, that clip we opened with this today session, the fact that what has become of great world importance today, which is the environment, she started working on it 44 years ago. Her own president called her a mad woman. That's the kind of stuff we are made of.
On the shoulders of giants shall we stand.
No, let no one tell you any different. So we need to keep the journey going. And if you sleep in a bed and the bed is uncomfortable, let no one stand outside your door and tell you, no, your bed is comfortable, because they didn't sleep in it. By that, I mean, we should experience our own challenges, our own struggles, our own problems. And because we understand those problems better than anyone else, we are best positioned to come up with the answers and the solutions that can address them. Let no one tell you that the Lumi is a scam. It is not. It is a solution that is good for humanity. It's good for you, good for me, good for my brother, my sister. It's good for all humanity. And if we all do it right, it will make the whole world a better place. It will make trade and exchange of value instant, in real time, anywhere in the world. That's the kind of solution we need to drive trade and drive participation in the real economy. We need to press ahead with great confidence and great pride that as we move into the new year, great things will come along. And if challenges do come along too, we should be ready to face those challenges and address them. And just keep moving. And on that note, my brothers and sisters, wherever you are, I wish you the most wonderful Christmas and a great new year of excitement. And look forward to the collective journey that we have at hand. So while we are feasting during the festive period, let's not forget what we are here to do as a community. That journey continues. Christmas is a time when people gather, when you have time to relax with friends and family. Whenever you have an opportunity, make sure that they are registered. Make sure that they have the opportunity to receive their Lumi too, just like we all are, so that they can all start trading and exchanging value with each other, like we all are already. Let's make it communal, the way that it is. And let's change the world. Let's change lives. Let's reach millions of lives and change them in our time, so that we get the opportunity to write our own history and our own stories. But let's learn from the best that we have amongst us. And you don't need to look very far. Mandela, Dr. Professor Wangari, that we just saw her video, Martin Luther King, Kwame Nkrumah, and all those people. I mean, just to name a few. But we have some great substance to learn from and to build on. Let no one tell you a different story. Let's create our own story. So as we take a break, it is work as usual for all of us. The only thing that will not take place are these daily sessions. And we would resume again when the notice will go out, but it'll be sometime in January when we all come back from the break. But that is the only thing we are taking a pause on. Everything else is business as usual. If you have a problem, post a ticket. You want to do your transfers, go for it. You want to register people, go for it. This journey is here to stay. And we just have to keep marching on, keep moving. Thank you very much. I am conscious of the fact that I think I heard Brother Elad say that he wanted to say something towards the end.
Okay, if that is the case, that's fine. Brother Elad, can you go ahead? But can I just confirm something before you go ahead, Brother Elad? Can Brother Shady please confirm that he has my contact details? Brother Shady? Brother Shady Johnson? Okay. Brother,
hello.
Yeah, Brother
Hello.
Shady. Yeah, I put my contact details in the chat directly to you. Please.
I saw it.
Right.
I screenshot it already.
Right. So we'll talk
So
later. All right.
I even drop my own too on the chat too, my WhatsApp this thing.
No. Wait, just give me a call and we'll take it from there. All right.
Okay.
All
I
right
will.
then.
That will be
All right
tomorrow.
then. No problem. No problem.
All right.
As I
You're
said, we're
welcome.
here to serve you,
All
all of
right.
you.
Thank you.
All right. Brother Ella, please
Thank you.
go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Linus, for the opportunity. I'm just caught up. I can safely say once again, none of us can abandon an opportunity that has been presented to us to give life to one another. Jesus, in his words, he did say that I've come so that you can have life and have it in abundance. I then say, Swiffin, indeed, he has come to give an opportunity for you and me to transform, empower each other in a manner that has never been seen before. That manner, as echoed by Professor Wangari, is to empower ourselves to begin the process of reversing the injustice, the economic existence that have occurred, the mismanagement of our resources, and drive poverty out of the African family and the global community at large. So as we go into the holiday, as we celebrate, as we share valuable time, let's remain inspirational in every way, that we inspire others. We ensure that in the coming year, we gear ourselves to build effective structures that I've always said our buzzword should be structures, 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 and we're taking the war into the streets. Structures are taking the war into the streets and ensure that we have the agenda into everyone's heart, and it starts ringing bells every moment, and the Lumi becomes the singular instrument of exchange, not because it has been approved by institutions or governmental institutions, but because the African people, who are the owners of the resources, who are the owners of the Lumi, have taken a position, have taken a stance that this is who we are, and this is what we believe in, and this is where we are going. I thank you. On that note, I wish you a happy, prosperous New Year, a happy and prosperous Christmas and New Year. And remember, the buzzword must echo that structures into the streets, we get things done. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Elard. Thank you. Dr. Linus, the floor is yours. I don't know if you want to show your closing video, and then we can take it from there if it's prepared for you.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. It's a good idea to play the closing video, and
yeah, so
that would be a good.
Yeah, we can go away with that thought.
Yes, let me look for it. It's not on my screen, so just bear with me 1 minute. And remember, it's less than 2 minutes long, so it wouldn't take any more of our time. But
okay,
please, let me look for it.
While you're locating that, Yazin, your mic is open. Is it something you wanted to partake to the community, or Yazin?
Hello?
Your mic is open. How can we, while Dr. Linus is looking for the video, what can we do for you?
Okay, so good afternoon to you all, or evening, sorry.
Yes, we're hearing you.
So I now have something to say. We are all happy. We are all new members of this community. So we need. Thank you. I don't have anything to say. We just thank you.
You're welcome, sir. You're more than welcome. Thank you very
you,
much for being here.
Thank you. Katotela. Twalumba.
All you people that are bilingual, I'm just jealous. I'm just throwing my dummy in the
That's why I'm speaking so that you learn. That's Bari.
I'm just jealous. Oh, I love you. I love you all. Honestly, if I don't come to the meeting, it's like I've missed something. Sister Audrey.
Oh yes, Sister Audrey.
Hey, my sister, how are you? Unmute yourself, my sister.
Doctor, I have questions about transact account.
Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah, we're gonna have to go have a look at that. Yazin.
With questions, Sister Pauline. With questions, we cannot do questions anymore. Sorry, I'm taking.
Exactly. Exactly.
Can anyone with questions meet us on ticketing platform, and we continue the work?
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
So let me play the video. I'll play the video, and then of course, people can continue to chat after that video.
I was just gonna let Sister Audrey say her closing thing, and then because she is part of the help desk and she works extremely hard. So
very good. Yes.
Hi, thank you very much for the opportunity. Mine is I'm looking at it in a different slant. When I think of why we are here, it's because of the energy and the auspices of the ancestors. So what I wanted to close with, it's not just a speech or a saying, but something more merriment, like a minute and a half in song. I don't know if Dr. Linus's video clip, which one will be beneficial, one after or one before, but it has to do with us all being together again. If the fates allow, just asking everyone to have a very Merry Christmas. I don't know if you all know it. Would you want me to go?
Please go for it. We will follow you. We'll follow you on the single.
I can't do a cappella. The continent is the best in a cappella that I know, but I'll try. All right.
This is Brother Ellard's thing, because he's a preacher along with others. So you don't know, he's got the bass.
All right, Brother Ellard, tell me if you know it. It goes, here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years, we all will be together. If the fate allows, hang a shining star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now.
Boy. Yeah, you
Wow.
can't do a cappella? You're fibbing. You're fibbing.
So you cannot clap for that song.
Loving it. Lovely.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Wow.
Beautiful.
It would be good if we go out with something more joyous, more jubilant. We've had so many days of together, and there's the working and the harshness. We're going now to celebrate the reason for the season, and for those who see it otherwise, who will rest. But this, I thought, would be a very good song, because we're coming again through as I said, through the auspices of our forefathers. We are together. As the song says, faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. This is where we are. Right? Wow. It's of the golden days of your faithful friends. So have yourselves a merry little Christmas.
Wonderful.
No.
Sister Pauline, can I make suggestion? Sorry if I encroach.
Yeah, but the Shady, you're pushing your luck now, Adrian.
I
love you, but you're pushing your luck now.
I'm big.
I beg.
I'm begging. It just comes to my brain just now. Shall I?
Yeah, go ahead very quickly, Brother Shady, as long as it's not a testimony.
Okay. I want you to help. No, I'm not saying anything. I want you to help us remind the technical department. Next year we are coming in that some of us that are in Nigeria, some of us that are in other parts can transfer my Lumi to you and give me in rhyme, in South African rhyme.
I didn't quite understand what you meant, but maybe Dr. Linus or Brother
I
Ella
said
did.
that they should please help me. Yeah, I tell Dr. Linus that let them employ it in the system, so that I can transfer my Lumi to anybody in South Africa and a member of the community, and then got rhyme from him, so I can spend here.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's
On a lighter
lovely. That's
On a lighter
lovely.
notes, I think Brother Shed is right. He's trying to promote intertrade amongst the community.
Yeah, that's
Thank
lovely.
you, sir.
That must happen. And we should. It doesn't need Dr. Linus. It doesn't need anyone. It needs you and me.
You
and me, and we must get the engine driving. We
The
must
tools
start
are-
the
the
wheels
tools are
turning.
there.
The tools are there, absolutely.
Brother
The tools
Linus,
are there.
over to you.
The tools are there. So our little video, let me just play that. It's here on Connect. I'm going to share my screen. You don't see my screen yet?
No,
No.
not yet, sir.
Okay,
Yes, it's coming through now.
it's coming through.
Why is your thing so blurred? Have you got a lot of things
Is it still
open?
blurred? Is it still blurred?
No,
It's
this
okay
is not,
now.
this one's not too bad.
Now it's clear now.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And the sound, does the sound normally come out all right or not?
Yes, the
No, it
sound
was
comes out
okay.
okay.
Okay, very good. So here we
Please
go.
do not unmute yourselves. Keep yourselves muted. Let's have,
We are using technology to deliver access to digital financial services differently and supporting businesses to fight poverty, fight unemployment, and fight exclusion from financial services. There is a quiet movement that is bringing together human beings from all walks of life. A movement that has captured the hearts of many individuals, communities, governments, and businesses. The movement is connecting humanity from cities around the world like Kingston in Jamaica, and cities from within continental Africa like Harare in Zimbabwe, Johannesburg in South Africa, and Kampala in Uganda. It is rapidly sweeping through whole countries like Uganda, Nigeria, and Jamaica. It is driven by individuals like you and I who want to reach and change millions of lives in our time, even those in the most remotely located areas. So that together we can reach millions and fight poverty, unemployment, and unequal access. Welcome to the Lumi, the solution to the multiple currency problem of continental Africa, the opportunity to operationalize the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. Super.
I am never tired of seeing that thing.
Wow. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you. Thank you. So let's all enjoy the Christmas and have a wonderful time. And the work continues. Sister Audrey, I think you've just got yourself, you've got to sing that song now every time we start.
She's in trouble. She's in trouble. We have a talent show in England. I'm going to put her name forward. It's true, she don't know.
That was wonderful. That was wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Right. Everyone can open your mics, open your cameras so we can see you. Have a festive time. Yeah, hey. Finally, I see Occupy Paul. Finally, I see your face. iPhone, I'm not happy with you at all because your name is not iPhone.
Thank you, Mr. Pauline.
I'm going to stop the recording so we can just chat. So let me just stop the recording.
Okay.
Right. The mic is open. Hey, Dr. Linus, that's what you look like. Handsome young man. Pamela.
That's what I look like, yeah. I had to cut off most of my gray hair, though.
No, we don't have gray hair. We have highlight.
Wonderful Christmas present.
Sister Pamela, I just didn't know.
Hello. I'm camera shy normally.
Doctor, okay. You are the most handsome man there. See.
I'm going to put mine on because a lot of people, I can't tell people to put theirs on and not put mine on. Here I am. I am the one who's been causing you issues. Hi.
I do not see you, Sister Pauline. I'm not seeing you on my system.
Oh, you're missing a beauty, even if I say so myself.
I can see you now.
Pages,
so
right?
Lovely. I can see your face now with your white
headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's me. You know, it's just fantastic. I just want to thank all of you for your support, your encouragement. Oh my God, I cannot emphasize. My heart is full with joy.
I've been longing to see the face that's behind the voice.
It's me. I guilty. I put my hands up. See, hi.
Yeah, I can see you proper now. That's great.
Hello, Sister Audrey.
Hi.
Hi.
I see your face.
I can see Pamela.
Here, Paul, right?
Bye-bye. Merry Christmas. Enjoy whatever you do.
Oh, I wish I could. I don't even know how to do this thing. Does anybody know how to take a picture? Because I'm telling you, from where I am looking, oh my God, you guys are beautiful. I don't even know how to. Does anybody know how to do it?
Just use the snipping tool.
You mean to take a screenshot?
Okay, screenshot. Okay. Hey,
Mr. Audrey.
I have you all. Let me take. Listen, I have 2 pages, so I have. Where's my people on page 2? Danielle, Vincent, Musa, you've been giving me problems for the last 10 weeks. I want to see your face. I want to see the man who's been giving me issues. Elizabeth, Toko.
I will get those photos.
Hey, you Mrs. Pauline.
Yeah, I'm taking. Yeah, you're a bit dark, but at least I can see it. I've taken a screenshot of you, so I'm going to blow you up. I want to see your face. I love you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Also taking a screenshot.
Toko.
Mr. Linus, thank you.
You're queen. Nice to see you. Yeah.
Hi, Pamela, great to see you.
Same.
And Dr. Linus, as usual.
This one is.
How are you, my brother?
I'm
You're
seeing
clean.
you.
Oh, yes, you're too active today.
Okay, great to have
So
you all.
iPhone, what is your name? iPhone, what is your name?
iPhone.
How are you?
I am good, but I don't know your name. I'm just going to call you iPhone. Are you iPhone 12, iPhone 13, or iPhone 14? Because you look posh.
Yes, you look handsome.
Pauline, I've taken a screenshot and I've sent to you on WhatsApp. You can share it.
Yeah. How do I? What do you want me to do? Share it on the WhatsApp group or what?
No. I've just sent it to you on WhatsApp. I've just taken a screenshot of my screen.
Okay.
I've sent it to you on WhatsApp.
I think next year we'll be visiting each other one by one.
Yes, Silver Surfer, that's what you look like in there. Our man who is technical. You can unmute Silver Surfer.
Hello, Sister Emma.
Hello.
Flight with the Lumi.
We don't have someone from Jamaica.
I didn't hear that.
Something to do with St. Lucia?
Have you all been seeing the sister?
Someone is sharing their screen. Who's sharing their screen? Vincent is sharing his screen.
Yes,
Vincent, why are you sharing your screen?
Vincent Shokoro, Nigeria. I'm happy to hear your voice. I see your faces, Sister Polly.
Yeah, why are you sharing your screen? You have something to show us?
Just to greet with you. Can you see me?
No, I can't see you. I can see
We
your.
can't
I can
see you.
see.
We want to see not the screen.
Yeah, we don't want to see your screen. Your screen looks pretty, but I'm sure you are more handsome.
All right, let me go back.
Stop sharing your screen. Stop sharing your. You're just sharing your screen. We're knowing all your business.
Sister Pauline.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna enter plane to see you.
I didn't. Who said that? I didn't know who said that.
And Paul. I keep Paul.
Oh, yes, you're giving nothing but you are wonderful, Beijing. You give so much wonderful advice and encouragement. Thank you so much, because people like you encourage other our brothers and sisters from all over the world. I don't think I haven't been noticing what you've been putting in the chat. And congratulations for completing your course. Well done.
Thank you very much, Sister Pauline. Thank you for giving me your time, Sister Pauline. Thank you very much.
Sir, you're in Barbados, right?
Orange Temple in Malawi. Can
You
come
see
up?
what you've caused, Dr. Linus? You see what you've caused? International.
No, we've caused it. We are yeah.
This is Dr.
Dr. Linus. Hello, Sister Juanita. I can see you.
Minister Toko, Sister Toko, I need Dr. Linus prophesied that.
Kudos, Dr. Linus, more kudos. More grace your elbow.
What did Dr. Linus prophesy?
That you become president after your.
Oh, that's what I was asking. Is the H pronounced? Is it Toko? Pronounce the H.
Hello. Sister Toko, how you pronounce your name?
Is it H pronounced?
Stop Pauline. Sister Pauline.
The H is pronounced as Toko.
Togo, not Togo.
Togo.
Toko. That means you pronounce the H as Toko.
Like in tomato.
Tomato.
Okay, Togo.
Vincent.
Thank you.
Right. It's good
okay.
This international family, right?
That's what I'm saying. This is what Dr. Linus has caused international. Listen, I counted earlier on. It was about 10 different countries.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, I'm going to cut now. Yeah, I'm going to end.
Emma, what's on the menu? What's on the menu tonight?
I'm going, Dr. Linus, I'm going to Sister Orgy's house. She's in Jamaica, so I want some ackee and salt fish, green banana.
I have banana.
Right. Oh, I may change my mind. I may go to South Africa. Who's here from South Africa?
From South Africa.
But I'm coming to your house. What am I going to eat? Give me my traditional dish. Give me my traditional dish.
Okay.
This is so falling.
I might change my mind. I might go to Nigeria. Who's here from Nigeria?
Bishop from Nigeria. Bishop from Nigeria.
Right. So give me my traditional dish in Nigeria.
Mustafa
Nigeria.
from
Bishop from
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
I have too many places to go.
Eba.
Adekunle Femi from Nigeria.
Goodbye.
This is infectious, Dr. Linus. This is really infectious.
Adekunle Femi from Nigeria.
Yeah, I'm coming to eat. Who has fufu?
That's next door. That's the way.
Who has fufu?
Fufu in Nigeria.
That is Nigeria.
Akpu from Nigeria.
Yeah, fufu and soup. Okra soup.
When I come into the village, I see you. Welcome to Kenya. We are friends.
Yes, I will come to Kenya. Yeah, I will come to Kenya. Unita Whiting, where are you from?
South Africa.
Where?
South Africa.
I'm coming to your house, South Africa. I'm good.
Mr. Pauline, why don't we get the next flight on Monday to Emma's restaurant in Kenya?
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, listen, I have too many places to go. I have South Africa, Jamaica, Kenya, Nigeria. Listen, I don't have enough hands. I don't have enough fingers.
Emma, what's on the menu? What's on the menu tonight?
What's on the menu from Dr. Linus?
Sister Emma.
Yes.
We're all coming to your house, Sister Emma. What are we going to eat?
Come with you to my friend.
What was that?
Come with
yeah, but what are we going to eat tonight?
Come to my restaurant.
Yeah, but what's on the menu?
At this time, the restaurant is closed. There's a 24-hour.
Sister Emma, give them nyama choma. Nyama choma, that's goat meat. Goat meat.
What is that?
Okay, what we got chop? What we got chop? I think you used the word chop, huh? What we got chop?
Mr. Pauline,
yes,
I'll give you Nkobi. Nkobi. Do you hear about Nkobi?
No, what is Nkobi? Listen, you have to explain. You have to remember that I am learning. What is Nkobi?
Nkobi is a special dish prepared with goat head.
With goat head.
Yes.
Wow. You want to get me in trouble. You want to get me in trouble, and that's like manish water.
Oh, what's that money?
Manish water.
Yeah, Jamaicans call it manish water, where we take the head and thing and chop and cook it up.
And
you want to get me in trouble.
Manish water, and then we do curry goat.
Yeah, but Vincent,
yes,
you want to get me in trouble.
No,
with all that good food.
It's a very delicious dish.
No, we'll be giving our ital stew. We'll be giving our ital stew to start.
Listen, too much food. Too much food. My belly full already.
Too much food.
This is really great.
Listen, everyone, you have a wonderful festive season for those who celebrate, for those who spiritual. May the spirits continue to guide thee. And I see you all through the grace of the Most High and our ancestors in the new year.
Blessings.
Wonderful celebration.
Enjoy whatever you do.
Linus, enjoy. Toko, enjoy. Vincent,
enjoy.
Thank you.
Emma,
everybody.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Sister Emma, come to your restaurant.
I'm going to end. You're not going to Kenya and leaving me, Dr. Linus. You must be joking. When you pay your fare, you pay my fare. And right there at the airport, I'll meet you.
All right.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Bye.